Yo, so we good, man. We good. Mic check. What's going on, y'all? Chris Strange, I appreciate you for being from the get go, even though I was having technical difficulties on my behalf. I apologize, my brother. I greatly appreciate you. We have, matter of fact, let me get it right. We have the, I can't even get the words to explain, but we have Moe Factz. Yes, we got Moe Factz, y'all. Definitely. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, Grump?
I'm doing excellent, man. It's about time that even though this was on the spur of the moment, it just feel good to be back on with a collab with you.
It's always good when we link up, even though we talk all the time. But it's good to be back doing lives. I ain't did one in a minute. Still doing the podcast, but about to get back on the live game heavy, and it's good to be back chopping it up with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So definitely, you're right. We definitely be staying in contact. You be putting me on point with things, especially with matter of fact with this situation.
You called me with this one. I mean, 'cause I didn't even know it had happened. So I mean, the No Jumper podcast is your and No Jumper channel is your what you be paying attention to. So
Yeah,
it was interesting to
exactly.
see Mr. Tariq Nasheed pop up there and talk with
Go ahead.
what's his name, Flakko.
Flakko. Flakko. I be thinking Flocka, but it's Flakko. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so but it's crazy though. Before we even get started with this, Adam 22, when it be certain interviews, he don't be there. He'll like set it up. Like before this interview, it was this guy named Danny Muller. He's like a comedian,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much he be having like little like funny jokes from dark humor, or like little prejudice and racism jokes. But he has a fan base, and he had went to No Jumper, and Adam wasn't there though. But Adam has specifically told him to bring a bodyguard with him. So my question for you, Mo, real quick, is like, let's say if I invite you over to my podcast, we both, bosses, and I'm like, hey, before we get started, it'll be make sure you bring a bodyguard. How would you like feel about that?
I'm not showing up.
And yeah. May I
It's
ask
that
why
simple.
though?
It's that simple. I'm not putting myself in this situation for shenanigans to happen. So if I got to be somewhere where you forewarn me to bring a bodyguard, maybe that's a place I don't need to be. I'm not one of these
Exactly.
people that put myself in situations where you know it's forecasted friction.
Yeah, exactly. And now the thing is, I think in the position that you in, you don't have to, because I think that some people like have to put themselves in situations like this because of how they operate, how they make money or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of people they got to do promotion. I get it. They had to increase their profile by going on larger platforms or whatnot. So I understand that, but as I was saying, my grandma used to say, "All money ain't good money." So it's like if it's bring a bodyguard. I mean, if it's like Adam, ain't you the boss? Can't I mean like don't your workers listen to you if you tell them? You know what I'm saying? It's hands off policy. I thought that was the point of being a boss.
And that's the point right there. I'm glad you had brought that up because he is the boss, but it's like, yeah, that's for another time. I'm not trying to dive deep into it because
Yeah, I'm about to
it,
take you.
yeah,
I'm about to take you on a whole nother tangent. You know what I'm saying? Who really calling the shots over there?
exactly. That would have had me down the rabbit hole. Like, wait a second, hold on. But I think I'm just saying this real quick, and I just want to have your opinion about your response. I think that Adam is the boss in a way, but he sometimes at points feel obligated or the need or want to do to allow certain things to happen in hopes of having that rep of like, yeah, see, we could come over here and chill. This is the hood, man. No Jumper is whoop de whoop, rolling 60s. How you think about that?
Well, just because you have the position of title of boss, don't mean you the boss. Let's be clear. We've seen this a lot in hip hop itself. You have people that the CEO of the record label, but it's also, you know, a shadowy figure you know, in the shadows is really calling the shots. I don't know if that's what's going on over there, but if he is the boss, then he should say, hey, my guest is gonna come here and it's not gonna be any problems and we're gonna have a good time. You know, nobody gonna mess with you.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Now, when that situation being done, fast forward, now we have Tariq Nasheed. And man, oh man, I know people got mixed feelings about this individual right here. Kind of like similar to CW from Texas.
Oh, are we only using initials now?
Nah, because I remember, you know, in your show, you be saying 45 Savage because you
Oh
don't want
yeah,
to lose
triggering.
people. Yeah, I realized lately, oh snap, we got Miguel up in here. Shouts out with that brother for value. You're Grump and brother Moe. I salute the divinity in you. Appreciate it.
What's up, Miguel? Miguel, I'm saying that must always be supporting with the value for value.
Greatly appreciated for real, man. But like I was saying, with the trigger words, I be listening to because you definitely have a skill with that. And salute to you for that. So that's why I say CW from Texas.
Right.
Because it's mixed
like when people hear
it.
their name, it's just like, and just to keep it on topic, Tariq Nasheed has one of those names. Like when you say it, people are automatically polarized one way or the other. So I mean that's why I use 45 Savage, and for people that don't know, that's how I refer to the Orange Man, aka Donald Trump. Because when people hear Trump, they automatically get triggered. So when you kind of diffuse the situation when you say 45 Savage, they'll have a little chuckle and, you know, have time to, you know, process the information that you're saying about the said person.
I like that. Absolutely right. You don't want to lose them. That's why I had kind of studied that from you. So again, we're gonna go back to it. He came on the platform with no jumper in the seats that Adam do his OnlyFans and stuff on, right? So that's for another time. And he got bruh. He got Flakko up in here. Those of y'all don't know, Flakko is from North Dakota, but he's Nigerian also. So this is like from my opinion, like a nice setup that Adam did. Mo, you want to say anything or have an input before I press play on this video, sir?
Man, we could just jump right into it. Cause it was so much that was said. Some of it I agree with, some I don't agree with. We're gonna get more into it, but I guess we need to hear what transpired, and we'll go on it point by point.
Yes, sir. Let's get into it.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. We're with Adam, the white man,
co-hosting,
and we're with.
All right, listen. Oh, my bad. Mo, I got a question. Like, how you feel about that right there? That's just the little side joke right there. We're not even like 8 seconds in the show. Like, you know,
what I missed it. That one got past me.
All right, go back.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. We're with Adam, the white man,
co-hosting,
and we're with the most.
You know what I'm saying? Like Adam, look at him like co-hosting, put his hand out like that.
That's kind of cringy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Wrong time to be like cracking jokes. My bad. Go ahead.
Nah, it's just kind of cringy, like the white man, like, oh, because I'm sitting down with Tariq Nasheed, I'm going to say the white man. Which I think we need to do a little background because, as you said, Flakko is Nigerian or referred to as non-FBA or non-foundational Black American. And Tariq is a big proponent of the FBA movement. And he made it clear that he's not the leader, which I do appreciate about him because you know how I feel about leaders. So I do appreciate it about him not saying that he's not the leader.
Okay.
But yeah, that was kind of cringy.
I'm gonna keep it pushing. I was trying to find his ethnicity to verify again, but that's just for later on. We're gonna keep going.
Unfiltered, educated, white man enemy, white supremacists call it, Coon Award given, a man on the internet, man, Tariq Nasheed, man.
What's up, family? How y'all doing?
Legendary. Happy to have you here.
Man, my pleasure to be here.
How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling.
Yo, Why haven't this no jumper interview happened like sooner? Like you live in LA.
I know, man. I didn't know. Adam never hollered at me, man.
I've been observing this man on the internet for a long time, but to be honest with you, it never really even crossed my mind that we could one day sit down. So I thank you for bridging that gap. And also, I just want to say that whatever comes out of this man's mouth, the real fans of the audience out there in the audience know that he does what he does, and that he's not a plant. I'm not planting ideas in his head. He says wild shit of his own.
So he's not a puppet of the white man.
That is essentially what I'm trying to get across here. Yes.
All right, my brother Mo. What was the point of that whole situation right there with Adam? Like, go ahead.
The fact that he had to say that, I find a problem. Or I find just not a problem, but I just find it very suspect that, like, I didn't put him up to this. And the fact that Adam know who Tariq Nasheed is. He in LA. I'm sure they both in LA. I'm sure he could have reached out to him and got him on the show. I think this is a great opportunity because now he does have a non-FBA co-host or employee. That could lead the conversation, and it could lend to some opportunity for fireworks. So I think this was the correct time, as Adam said.
Absolutely, I agree too on that. I'm gonna keep it going though.
It's crazy, Tariq.
Yeah,
is when they hear me say like just like some shit that we like discuss. Let's say on Black YouTube or like in those little like little sectors, right?
Right.
They see that shit as some like super wild shit, and I'm just speaking like knowing this is what we discuss on a daily, man. But
okay, all right.
Yo, man. But first off, Tariq. So let's just start off straight to the fuck shit, man. Fresh and fit. You said Myron is Team Bussy. Now, first off, explain what Team Bussy is, man.
Somebody who might be moist. Somebody might be a little moist.
Flexible.
Yeah, somebody who might be a little sassy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the problem that I have with Myron and a lot of other people is that the anti-FBA vitriol he was spitting, talking about foundational Black Americans were kind of lazy and they just don't work hard. And, this dude is from a country that failed and he had to flee from his failed country. So it looked kind of weird him saying that. So a lot of people had to check him on that.
Okay, Mo. First of all, before I get your response, God dang, Tariq, like, bruh, got the hairline. He made sure he been presentable for this right here for no jumper. But go ahead, Mo, though.
Oh yeah, they brought out the daggone level and everything with the bubble in it to give him that edge. I'm trying to say that mug is on point with it.
Damn.
But you know how I feel about edge. We're gonna have to have that edge up conversation one day. You know what I'm saying about edge ups. You know what I'm saying. Me and Grump, we have some very interesting conversation, but that's a sidebar. But yeah, his edge up is on point. I gotta give props where props is due.
Yes, sir.
But I noticed this. I'm gonna let people know right off the bat. This whole interview was nothing but to create snippets of clickbait. He comes straight out the bat with fresh and fit. Like that fresh and fit thing was like 6 months ago.
Yes, sir.
That's what you lead with, like fresh and fit. But he does this. He throws Tariq red meat and then steps back and holds, Tariq creates a viral moment. And that's what he's going to do basically the majority of the interview.
Yes, sir. And that is accurate what you said, Mo. And while Flakko is doing that, he has his mentor right beside him, or his hand, however you want to call it, Adam 22, pacing him. That's what I think. Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah. All right, we about to go.
Of course. Mm-hmm. Now, you're speaking directly to like the Asian doll thing, or to like them when they went ahead and like, I think they were saying they don't date darkies and like those aspects.
All of that ties in because a lot of people who are non-FBA, they come from places where they worship white people. So they'll come over here with a lot of vitriol towards foundational Black Americans and love and worship for white people. So they come over here and all of that ties into this white person is God thing. And then that morphs into you foundational Black Americans ain't worth a damn. So that has to be checked and straightened out.
Right. Because I mean, I'm gonna be
Can we stop for a minute?
Become
Can we
familiar
stop?
with so many rappers. There have been a handful of times in
Dog, my bad. I'm rusty.
Yeah. Can we stop for a minute? This is about one of the comments. This is to Miguel. Miguel said you walking around with that Eddie Monster hairline. Look, I want people to pay attention. All the people that's making major moves as Black men don't have hairlines. Obama don't have a hairline. Denzel Washington don't have a hairline. Eric Holder don't have a hairline. Colin Powell don't have a hairline. Clarence Thomas don't have a hairline. What is it about the hairline and what does it signify? It's almost like it's a class thing. I'm gonna dive deeper into that, but just pay attention.
Exactly. Because I peeped that too.
And it goes across color lines. Because once white boys start wearing hairlines, it signifies a certain class or person.
Very deep right there. I seen that too on both. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't know. I know it represents something, but I don't know the meaning behind that representation with certain people with their hairlines receiving, or if it's sharp on point. But you said most successful people, you know,
powerful people, powerful. It's not just successful, powerful people. Just pay attention to that. It's once you get to a certain level of power, you know what I'm saying, you stop getting a hairline. I don't know what, even Jay-Z, when he became a billionaire, no hairline.
Had the free form and everything. Yep.
So I just want to point that out to people. But you can continue on.
Good eye.
Which I've heard rappers speaking off the cuff, not on camera at all, and I realized how disinterested they are in dating women of their own race. So then when I see, you know, the argument taking place on Twitter about the fact that, you know, men get money, Black men get money, and then they don't have any interest in dating in their own kind, I mean, it's very much is a real phenomenon.
Well,
But you have to understand this. A lot of rappers, almost most of them now.
Was that you saying something? I'm tripping.
No, I didn't say anything.
All right.
Now, they're not FBA. Most of them come from immigrant backgrounds. A lot of them come from the Caribbean.
Break that down, for the foundational Black Americans, just for our fans who don't know about
Foundational
that.
Black American is a Black person who is a non-immigrant. That's a Black person who was whose lineage goes back to slavery and the founding of America. Foundational Black Americans, our people, our lineage, we literally built America. So that's the difference between just African American. African American is a real vague term that includes anybody.
Right.
Anybody can immigrate over here and be an African American, but we have a very distinct lineage.
Right. And when I heard you break that down in terms of the whole reparations conversation, I don't really understand how anyone could argue otherwise.
Right.
Like if the goal is to atone for slavery, then obviously it should benefit the people who suffered from it.
Mo, can I say this? He just know when to say the right things at the right time. Adam been doing this for a very long time, and he been studying in his father's footsteps. And what I mean by his father, Vlad, he been learning from his mistakes. Because it just like, go ahead.
But he even said, I've been watching Tariq for a long time on the internet. So he knows he's coming to this interview prepared to know when to chime in to sound like he's on code himself.
And he got a collar shirt too. I don't know. I'm not trying to go into
well,
too much
no,
detail.
It's important. I'm glad you brought that up because notice, two people came prepared for a serious interview, and somebody pointed out somebody came on in with highlighter shorts and a dusty hoodie. But I'm just saying that just show you the seriousness of the conversation and how they took it.
Exactly. We're gonna keep it going.
That's why we had to make the delineation who's going to get reparations,
right?
Because what they want to do is try to make it race-based, which it shouldn't be, because anybody who has brown skin can say, well, I was discriminated against, so I need to get some money. It has to be lineage-based, specifically to the people who come from the folks who were enslaved.
Right, but okay, so I definitely agree in terms of Africans, that's not our shit, my nigga. Right? Like stay the fuck out of that shit. But in terms of like the true definition or like what's defined as an FBA, there's like holes in it, right? Like for example, if let's say like Meghan Markle, Her mother
Hold
is
on,
probably
hold on.
mixed.
Stop right there.
I think she's mixed.
Stop right there before he goes into this. If you're
Is it-
not in it, then why are you commenting on it?
Dang.
That's like
But-
I wouldn't go to Nigeria and try to discuss Nigerian politics. I'm not in Nigeria, or I wouldn't go to Haiti, or I wouldn't go to Barbados or Ghana or whatever else. No, that they always do that. They'll say, "Oh, I'm not in it," because they've gotten aware enough to the point where they know they can't really comment on it, but then they'll still give their input on it. And it's like, well, if it doesn't concern you, if you're not being an ally, then you really don't have any say so in it. That's how I view it.
Not honestly, for real, it's like I'm aware of overstepping, but I'm gonna just walk up to the line with my toe on it though. It's like, what the hell? Like, you're right. So that's why I had said he might be a Tomb Raider. And I'm gonna explain later on. So we're gonna keep pushing.
Please, because you haven't told me this yet, and I asked you, so I wanted to wait.
Okay, so you want me to say it now? Explain. It could be real brief.
Mhm.
All right. So when I say that, because I definitely been doing FTN Bay, Blue Yasmin, whatever the hell her name is, and many others. And they have fit off their mindset also. They fit the Lord Croft Tomb Raiders. And they've been code switching due to whatever, like how their, ethnicity or how they look or groups they could get into. Now, for Flakko, he's a Tomb Raider and he's false flagging. Like, he's just false claiming also. Because it's like you said you Nigerian and you non-FBA, but you be saying we. And it's like when there's negative stuff that's being brought up in the conversation, you distance yourself with it.
Mm-hmm.
Him and academics tend to do that unconsciously, and I be catching it. So I know you be alert with the wordplay, but pretty soon y'all gonna see what I'll be saying. So that's what I'm saying. Pretty much switching, like trying to get benefits on both sides. But on top of that, he's not really verified on one side. You get what I'm saying?
I got you. I understand now.
All right. You got anything? Home says catch him, Grump. All right, let's go.
Then her father is white, right? Now she probably has like 25% nigga in her.
Mm-hmm.
Do Meghan Markle like qualify as a?
Oh no, we're not gonna let that slide, Mo. We're not gonna let that slide.
Right, the same thing. She's nigga.
So what do you mean by that? Where?
Right. Why like he equated FBA with nigga. Like I always keep it a buck. I don't know if Tariq was being a good guest and not pressing him, but he kind of like, let a couple things slide that he normally wouldn't let slide in Twitter Spaces or on his platform or even on other platforms. So I don't know if he would want to go right into it early in the conversation, but I found that to say she was a nigga, like, but then you say, "Oh, I'm for the positivity. I want to take the negativity out of rap, or whatever." Do you really?
Hey, absolutely right. I mean, you called it like that. You definitely called it. You can't have your cake and eat it at the same time, though.
Yeah, so I mean, that's all I'm just saying is that it's when I heard that, it kind of made me cringe because like him saying a kata, you know what I'm saying, like a nigga, like not like one of like how we would say it, like one of us. He was like, "Oh, she got it," but I don't want to belabor the point. But I just found that a interesting choice of words.
Yep.
To use when discussing somebody else's lineage.
Correct. I agree. We're gonna keep it pushing, Mo. But I'm glad you peep it.
The FBA.
If her mother can trace her lineage back to the 1870 census, it's foundational Black American.
Right. But then the thing is this, though, right? I think you said like some shit like if they're white, now we know America is a like big old melting pot, right? There's lineages where that trace, like it's mixed up. So if let's say Josh says, "Yo, listen, like like I have like like roots to like cattle slavery. My like grandfather or was on that like plantation."
Yeah.
Should Josh get it?
No, because he's not.
He said cattle slavery.
Let's go back again.
It's chattel slavery.
Okay, hold on real quick.
Says, yo, listen, like like I have like, like roots to like cattle slavery.
I didn't catch that. Good catch. Good ear. And he's not stuttering though.
Yeah, I just want to point that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some people pronounce it Chattle Slavery, but you know what I'm saying, chattel, but it definitely ain't cattle. But is that a Freudian slip? But I digress.
Nah, it's like really, yeah,
like grandfather or was on that, like plantation.
Yeah.
Should Josh get it?
No, because he's not classified as white now. He's not a foundational Black American. See, that's a Trump-type term.
Mm-hmm.
It covers everything. See, African American. Elon Musk is African American.
Mm-hmm.
Barack Obama is African American, but he's not a foundational Black American. Nobody in his family was enslaved. You understand? Foundational Black American just covers all of that. Number one, foundational meaning the people who built the country. Only one group of people who did that, who are Black, that's us. Black, us, we're still Black.
Yeah.
We're still classified as Black and American. That ties us to the land, of this land specifically. So that alleviates a lot of confusion. That's why we like to use that term now instead of just African American, even Black. Black is real vague. Rachel Dolezal is Black.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
in what?
And Mo, I got a question, Mo.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he's breaking down, he's doing his summary of what he's well known for and what he has a skill in.
Right.
Do you think that some of the non-Blacks would be like, when he just walk in the rooms and he be explaining it? I know Adam just let him rock out because of some other situation, but you don't think other people, he'd be like, well, I'm relating to foundational Black Americans, us specifically. There was only one group that built this country and all that. Do you think that some of them will be like, you know what I'm saying? Like how I'd be on the Twitter spaces just going back and be like, y'all ain't build shit, or it wasn't just y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is he like not getting away, but how is he not having some type of pushback when he be using his words like that?
Who's gonna give him pushback at that table? Adam's scared to death. Adam is one wrong statement from getting canceled.
Damn.
And he definitely don't want to be with Tariq Nasheed at the table. And Flakko, he know. You know what I'm saying? He don't want that couscous work. You not. Hey, one thing about it, one thing for sure, Tariq Nasheed is the illest with roasting. So you don't want to get bodied. So it's like they was like, we're just gonna throw some stuff up here to you and just let you rock out and hope we get some, you know what I'm saying, some viral moments out of it. They not gonna give no pushback. Who at that table is qualified to give him pushback?
And he can roast too. That's what's so funny about it.
Oh, he can. Oh, he a world class roaster. Don't get it twisted.
This dude. And it's another thing too. Like they can't try like apply pressure on him like he a hoe. Like let's say that quick example, real quick. Remember that short, heavyset dude who was saying that's good, but why would I take advice from you employees? I forgot that brother's name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
You saw how they got bucked with him just off of just sizing him up by looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he was like on looking similar to Tariq, I think they'll probably be second guessing it. But that's just my opinion though.
And not only that, but let's just keep it another buck. Tariq got a digital army.
Oh yeah.
Like
right.
When FBA pull up, see, because they're gonna bring up ADOS in a minute. There's a lot of people that had that ADOS energy. When ADOS, first started breaching this conversation of us having our own lineage and own title before they went into becoming a political group. You know what I'm saying? When it was more of a movement, online movement, a lot of that FBA, ADOS, switched over to FBA, and they'll pull up, and make your life hell. Like, so Adam probably coached Flakko, in the locker room. It was like, look, just let him come in, go through his talking points. Because he even said, oh, he wild, but notice he never got wild in this interview.
Yeah, he probably talked to him in the locker room and he'd be like, I got you, Adam. And then as soon as he came out, I ain't heard no stuttering from Flakko yet.
Oh, somebody, Aubrey Dean says, I switched FBA. Yeah, right. Because when they did that sleight of hand of voting down ballot, ADOS lost a lot of credibility when they went from, being an online movement to a political group.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it going though for you, Mo, because I know.
Is she black?
I mean, she's masquerading.
Yeah, she's
that way.
masquerading.
Okay,
But
yeah,
now
yeah.
they're literally
Full
making
black.
a legitimate argument. Is she really transracial?
Yeah.
Because they throw
Hold
the
on,
word
stop
trans
for a
out
minute.
there
Stop.
lot.
I know I keep saying.
Versus
Yes, sir.
Y'all playing at home, make a note that he said Rachel Dolezal is masquerading as a black person. Y'all make a note of that because it's gonna be very important later on in this conversation when we get to talk about another person that may be allegedly masquerading as a black person. I do want to make y'all make a note that he used that word masquerading.
Granted.
it's transsexual, then it's transgender, then it's transracial, then they're going to get into transhumanism because that's the thing that they're trying to do now.
Yeah.
Mesh people in with robots and machines. So the word trans is a very vague word that covers a lot of stuff. So the transracial thing is actually very real. We kind of take it as a joke, but these people will have folks creating laws saying, well, I'm now classified as black because there's a reparations claim and I feel black, so I want to be black now. That's why we're getting in front of it saying, if you're not a foundational black American, you can't get next to the reparations claim.
But I think it's the same way that
Let
you
me
have
make one more point
huge
before he
amounts
gets
of
away
young
from the
people
trans.
sort of claiming to be.
Let me make one more point. A lot of Adam 22 guests are transracial.
Yeah.
These rappers that are from non-FBA backgrounds that come from countries all over the world, but then they come here and masquerade around like they're FBA. Because me and you did that when we looked at the baby. And what was your boy name? The one that he had beef with, the big dude?
Cam Cohart? No, you saw the
Not
baby?
Cam Cohart. No, the one was his friend.
Oh, yeah, that's Wisdom.
Right. So when we looked into that whole camp of the baby,
Yes.
notice the baby said he from North Carolina. He kind of said he was from Nigeria or Nigerian. He kind of floated. But I'm just saying this transracial thing is not always going from black to white or white to black. It's a lot of people that go from that's light-skinned black FBA to transracial to being Creole. You know what I'm saying? Or different. Hell, our vice president is transracial.
Yep.
Because she's an Indian, but she transracial over into portraying herself like an FBA, but even though she doesn't even have any FBA roots. So I'm just saying, like, everybody want to say this transracial thing like it's black, always black to white, but then it's also white people that embrace our culture and be transracial, and this is a popular platform for it. You've seen Asian girls come up here and try to talk like they black and use what's it called, African American vernacular. You see what I'm saying? So this transracial thing is very deep, and Adam 22's platform is a very popular place for these people to exhibit these behaviors.
Well said, Mo.
The LGBTQ, because white people, straight cis people, are so often forced to basically confront the horrors of their ancestors' history that it becomes, viewed, or even like heterosexual people, it just becomes viewed as very, negative to be in these roles. So these kids kind of flock to this identity group because it allows them to sort of LARP as marginalized.
Right. And they get a lot of money doing that too. That's why they have to latch the LGBT thing onto black people. They always start talking about things like Stonewall. That's supposed to be their civil rights movement for the LGBT community. But Stonewall, there's been a lot of lies about it. That was a situation in New York where some black LGBT people got beat up and they fought the police back, and they made it seem like the police was attacking them because they were LGBT, which wasn't the case. There were a lot of LGBT clubs in New York at the time, so that wasn't the case. Even the guy, what was the guy who got
hold on,
killed?
wait. A lot of I'm going there tonight, Grump. See, you woke me up.
Yes, sir.
I took an old nigga nap, as my man Star would say it. And had me a cup of coffee, so I'm going there. A lot of LGBT clubs where hip hop started at New York. Let's go.
Matthew Shepard.
Yeah. They tried to make that seem like a homophobic attack, but it wasn't. It was a drug deal going bad with a guy who he had a sexual relationship in the past with. So they had to make that into a homophobic situation in order to make it a hate crime.
That's interesting because they do the same thing with that Pulse nightclub shooting where I believe 50 people got killed, but then it was later proven that this wasn't an intended attack on the gay community, even though it worked out that way. I mean, it's kind of strange how that has been very much memory hold because it's not something that the media wants you to talk about at all.
Absolutely. So the white LGBT community, and I did a movie about them called Buck Breaking, about the racism that comes from the white LGBT community that goes back centuries, especially during slavery. They did a lot of foul stuff to black people during slavery. A lot of the slave owners were LGBT. Lord Cornbury was a governor in I think New Jersey, who was the one, I think in the 1600s, who helped expand slavery in the Americas. You had people like J. Edgar Hoover, who was LGBT. He decimated the black community.
Hold on, wait. Not only was J. Edgar Hoover LGBT, allegedly, at least known as a known cross-dresser, allegedly, he was also black. FBA. Go look it up. You think I'm lying?
You talk about the head person of the FBI?
Head person of the FBI, yes.
Who been allowing that LSD and the Martin Luther King and Fred Hampton?
Right. The one he was a self-hating Negro. Because when you look at his link, yes, go look it up. Y'all look it up. I'm not making this up. It was in the Essence magazine. You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, I believe. They traced his lineage. So this is what I'm talking about, FBA. When you start tracing these people's lineage back, that's why you had to have that caveat of how you identify in a certain amount of years. Because we just left it open, then even J. Edgar Hoover and whatever lineage he had, if I don't think he had kids, he may have. But you know what I'm saying? He was a FBA or had FBA lineage. Look it up.
Hold on. This El DeBarge, I ain't gonna say that. Dog. Is you sure he's not transracial?
No, he has black side of one of his side of his family is black or FBA. Yes.
But check this out, Mo.
Look it up. Type in J. Edgar Hoover black. Was black. Yes.
It's on the screen right now. You see it?
Right.
Yeah, I put on full screen for y'all. You see that? But the thing is, I got a question, like, because I remember we was learning about him in school, and you know me, I always do research. I like to look up people's names. All I saw was black and white pictures. This is my first time seeing a full colored picture of J. Edgar Hoover.
Right.
You know, like it reminded me of like how with the civil rights they made most of it black and white. It's like, what the hell? Like, is this some type of trick, psychological trick to make it seem like it was way long ago? Like,
I don't know. Like I said, they use black and white pictures for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? To make it more, serious, or like you said, make it a more vintage look. But yes, I just want to drop that nugget in there since he brought his name up.
Gotcha. Let me go right back to it. Appreciate you.
BT community, they've been just as racist as the straight community.
Of course.
And then you look at something like, remember the pink vagina hats?
Yeah.
That I think that kind of like universally upset, feminists of color and whatnot, because it was just like a window into how petty and silly the complaints of a lot of women who are claiming to be in a marginalized group or gay people or whatever really are. In that
and
situation.
Even now, with the whole monkeypox thing that's going on, and that's really targeting the gay community. I just saw in New York, the monkeypox treatments are going to the white LGBT people, and the black people who they say are being affected the most are not getting the treatment. They're being denied the treatment of that. So the racism still goes on with that.
I have a question that I really want to ask Tariq this. So Flakko, since he is God here, and he's very much somebody who's not from the streets, he's never been part of a gang or anything like that. But there are a bunch of people on this channel who, come from that kind of background in LA. And Flakko's gotten a lot of heat because he's been willing to say such offensive things as, it is wrong to murder a defenseless 16-year-old boy or whatever. He's taken this anti-gangbanging stance and said some things.
Hold on. Can you wind that back a little bit?
How do you feel about that? Because it's some stance to murder a defenseless.
Is good enough?
Now I want to see how I'll go back a little bit more. I want to hear how he framed that. Like it's weird for black people, quote unquote black people, to think it's not good to be in gangs. Like that's such a radical idea.
Let me I missed that. Let me go ahead.
The racism still goes on with that.
I have a question that
Sure.
I really want to ask Tariq this. So
Yes.
Flakko, since he is God here, and he's very much somebody who's not from the streets, he's never been part of a gang or anything like that. But there are a bunch of people on this channel who, you know, come from that kind of background in LA. And Flacco's gotten a lot of heat because he's been willing to say such offensive things as, you know, it is wrong to murder.
What?
He said he's willing to say such offensive things, like it's not okay to murder 16-year-olds. How's that offensive? And Adam, why are you known? You even admitted yourself to using your platform to portray and profiteer off of negative black images. See, this is where I wish Tariq would have pressed him, but like I said, you know, because I would have. Like, why do you feel comfortable over representing gang culture as black culture on your platform, and why is he the minority? And why is the only minority a non-FBA?
Damn, see, that's why I route with you, Mo. Dang, see, hey, put me on. Hey, I see how you break it down like that. You would have had him. He'd been stuttering like Flakko.
Yeah, because he just said it. He said, so we have a lot of gang members around here, you know, and you know it's offensive. So killing black killing, I ain't gonna say innocent, but killing young black men, if you against that, that's offensive.
Well, I tell you, I didn't catch that. I'm glad you broke it down like that, because that's disgusting. Remind me, that's for another time though, because this is not his first time doing that, Mo. But I'm glad you caught it. It's not his first time trying to like wrap it up like a present to make it seem presentable, but he shoots himself in the foot off it.
Adam 22 peddles in studs and sluts. He peddles in the imagery of black culture being studs and sluts. Even the non-black people that come up here to act like black people, they act like the worst of our people. And now his one shining example happens to be a non-FBA member. To say, oh, black people cannot be that, but I guess not FBA. Interesting.
Let's go.
Murder a defenseless 16-year-old boy or whatever. Like he's taken this anti-gangbanging stance and said some things that I thought were sort of off color. But how do you feel about that? Because it sometimes feels like in the rap game, there's a lot of bullshit that gets tolerated because people just want to, you know, respect our icons and music or whatever.
Well, you know, a lot of stuff that's said in rap or by rappers, that's promoted by white record labels. So they get incentivized to say some real bogus, outrageous shit. The streets don't like that. Let's be clear. The streets don't like no 16-year-old getting killed. That makes the block hot. It messes up everybody's money. That's not good business.
No, Tariq, stop. That's cap. Now I gotta call Tariq. That's cap. Because the streets, if you got to get that work, they don't care how old you are. See one, you little yummy.
Little yummy, yep.
You see what I'm saying? No, we ain't gonna play that. See, Tariq like to play this thing where he want to make the streets benevolent. And shouts out to the brother Brim D, because Brim D keep it 100. He always say the streets is not no how he put it. He said it ain't no outreach group. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yeah, and we see young men getting their cap pushed back frequently. And those calls come from on high. So no. See, we keep it real over here. We ain't gonna play that like, oh no, the streets ain't. No. When the streets want to get you hit, clap out and open, because that sends a message to say we're not to be played with. Now I do agree with him saying that it's the imagery through rap music is funded and profited off of by white men like Adam 22. He's in the same vein. So if you got a problem with those white executives, you should have a problem with Adam 22, because he does the same thing. Now I find it funny with all these RICO cases flying around here, we haven't seen one record exec put in cuffs the ones that supply the money for these young men, you know what I'm saying, to build these alleged, and let me be very clear, alleged criminal organizations. Notice there's a color barrier there.
Yeah. So what about we ain't gonna get on the subdivision manager, the A&Rs, or the sound engineer who's like in his 60s who be mixing and mastering. Like, let's be real. Like, why the heck they ain't getting like picked up? They be in the
I ain't
studio
seen one A&R. I ain't seen one no, like I said, it's a color line. So cause with a RICO case, you follow the money. See what I'm saying? They said, okay, look at the street. We ain't gonna mention no names, but it said, okay, you got street soldiers, you know what I'm saying? Somebody up high up that's sending that money down, you know what I'm saying? It is making these actions happen. Where does that money stop at? You know what I'm saying? Where does that money start at? It starts at these record labels. But notice the RICO stop at the artists.
But the thing is, Mo, we didn't even went to the higher up. We didn't went to the second floor. We still on the first floor, and it's already a color barrier right there. I can see if we went to the second floor, and then it's like, okay, you're gonna have to get this Tay Diggs looking dude out of here, whoop de whoop. But damn, they putting it in our face. That's crazy right there. I'm glad you peeped that. Go back to this.
Yep.
That was
thank you, Miguel. He said, why isn't Leo Core in jail? That exactly. Why in a lot of them, Jimmy Iovine, you know what I'm saying? Sumner Redstone, I think his name. It's a lot of them. You see what I'm saying? So we're not gonna play these games, but I appreciate Tariq saying that about the exec, but also too, we're not gonna act like the streets don't like dead bodies.
Oh yeah, let's stop that. Let's knock that off.
Yeah, knock that off.
At all. Most of these rappers ain't really from no damn streets. These niggas is corny. They sit up here and they watch one of the people who are on their block or whatever. They watch them do what they did and then kind of mimic that. It's a bunch of CB4 shit going on out here. MC Gusto type of dudes. So when they talk reckless like that, a lot of cats from the streets look at them and say, okay, when they come back to town, we're going to make them check in. We're going to make them give up a bag since they want to live our lives, you know? So out here in LA, they're real big on making dudes check in. They make you, cough up $20,000, $30,000 if you want to come party out here.
Hold on. He been saying that. I ain't like he making that shit sound real good. Tariq, you making that thing sound real good. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I got one question, partner. Who are they making check in? Because they not making now I ain't gonna say Lil Dicky or Post Malone, but you kind of get where I'm coming at. It's like
they making people that look like them check in.
Yeah, you're not gonna go ahead.
And he said that there's a lot of CB4. For people who don't know, that's a movie where a guy pretended to be a rapper, a real street dude, and I'm saying he took his life and I'm saying played it out. Now, the greatest example we see of that is 6ix9ine. And who gave 6ix9ine his start? Now, Act blew him up, but who gave 6ix9ine his start?
Not FBA.
Isn't that Adam 22? Isn't Adam 22?
It was Adam 22 first, yeah. And then
so once again, we see Adam 20. See, they doing this dance what I don't do.
Okay.
Like Adam, you're the one that gave him breathe life into him, and many other artists like him. When you were doing your little review sessions and blowing up artists, and you're saying the artists would say crazy things just so they could get clout. But nobody pressing nobody. They doing this little dance, and I don't like it.
I agree, man. I agree.
So it's real out here. People don't really play all of that false flagging type of thing and talking about street business that you're not really connected to.
Yeah. But so how do you feel about him being so open about having these opinions? Because there's a lot of pressure on you to basically like fall back and just sort of fall in line and be like, yeah, I mean, all this gangster shit is just great.
No, so the thing is this. So like we come, I'm not even sure like Tariq, like, and he's bigger than like the black sector now, but we've come from a place on YouTube where it's the doxing, the slandering, et cetera, right? So where, so like the hate I'm getting, like I'm used to it already, right? So like when they say, yo, Flakko, you shouldn't really, speak out against violence in our community. So what, right? I'm still gonna do it, man. But back to reparations though, right? So what is the, I guess, like solution? How do these white motherfuckers
stop again?
Cash payment.
Notice he knew that conversation was starting to breach. They come to their doorstep.
Yep.
That's why he pivoted away from rap music and everything like that and brought it back to reparations, because he knew it was getting very close to where because he even said like, oh, you shouldn't be talking about, people talking about they were against gang, not killing, how do you say it? Rewind it back again.
I'm gonna go back.
I don't want to misappropriate his words.
cough up 20, 30 back to town, we're gonna make them check in. We're gonna make them MC Gusto type of dudes. So make that. It's a bunch.
Damn, hold on.
Most of these rappers ain't really from no damn streets. These niggas is corny. They sit up here and they watch one of the people who are on their block or whatever. They watch them do what they did and then kind of mimic that. It's a bunch of CB4 shit going on out here. MC Gusto type of dudes. So when they talk reckless like that, a lot of cats from the streets look at them and say, okay, when they come back to town, we're going to make them check in. We're going to make them give up a bag since they want to live our lives, So out here in LA, they're real big on making dudes check in. They make you, cough up $20,000, $30,000 if you want to come party out here. So it's real out here. People don't really play all of that false flagging type of thing and talking about street business that you're not really connected to.
That's what you was talking about, Mo? Or keep going?
No, it's actually what Flakko say after that.
Oh, okay.
But so how do you feel about him being so open about having these opinions? Because there's a lot of pressure on you to basically like fall back and just sort of fall in line and be like, yeah, I mean, all this gangster shit is just great.
No, so the thing is this. So like we come, I'm not even sure like Tariq, like, and he's bigger than like the black sector now, but we've come from a place on YouTube where it's the doxing, the slandering, et cetera, right? So where, so like the hate I'm getting, like I'm used to it already, right? So like when they say, yo, Flakko, you shouldn't really, speak out against violence in our community. So what, right?
Oh, damn. And okay, go ahead. I got something from. Let me say this real quick.
Go ahead.
When he's talking about us, like, because I've been in his era, he's talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobby matches where you got the damn a 12-year-old white boy saying the ER and you over there making these Asian racist jokes. They call you all this. I can lie, it was a time on the internet on gaming where they used to go crazy, talking crazy to each other, saying crazy things to each other because there was no repercussions behind it. Now they changed it. Now they could kick in your door if you talk crazy like that. So him saying that, and they like, hey, you gotta be careful because you're around here, you talking like that. He like, I don't care. And then he said within their community, like, I don't get what the hell he's trying to get at. So
he said our community.
Yeah, our community. Yeah. So
once again, he's put himself in that inclusive.
Tomb Raider.
But that's the thing, like that. But they act like he's from Nigeria, but he act like Nigeria don't have violence. He act like Nigeria ain't known for negativity. Exactly. But everybody want to come clean up the FBA community. You know what I'm saying? Like I find that strange. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy though. That's real crazy. And what you saying, like he separated himself with that, and they just going with the main stereotype narrative though. You got anything else you want to put on that?
No, you can go ahead.
All right. I'm still gonna do it, man. But back to reparations though, right? So what is the, I guess, like solution? How do these white motherfuckers make it right?
Cash payments. It's real simple. Yeah. It's real simple. People try to want to redefine what reparations are. No. Reparations is the same thing they're giving Native Americans. Whatever you're giving them, give it to me.
Of course.
What you gave to the Japanese when they put them in internment camps in World War II, they gave them money. Give that to me. Right now, they're giving billions of dollars to Ukrainians. They're giving money to Afghans. They're giving money to Hispanic immigrants. Give that money to us, the people who are really aggrieved, who built the country. Same thing. See, when it comes to reparations for us, they all of a sudden want to redefine what reparations are. Well, reparations, that's education. Fuck that. No education. Education is relative. Living life is education. And also, if you go to a school, that doesn't guarantee it's going to transfer into money. So give us the money and I'll go get my own education. Give me the money, I'll go get my own land. Give me the money, I'll go get my own schooling or whatever. So we need money, cash money.
Of course. So like the thing is this, right? I think like an old clip surfaced where like you were saying, yo, if you give niggas, let's say like 10K a month, like January 1st by January 15th.
Once again, right? Niggas.
I was just about to stop it. I was just because go ahead.
Once again, niggas, but before he go, I'm gonna let you take that one because I want to go back up a little bit.
Oh no!
Why does everybody get ignorant and dumb? Now he's supposed to be this, enlightened person that sees what the plights of the black community or the FBA community. But then it's like, what's reparations? Why everybody play dumb when it comes to reparations? I don't understand this. Like, I mean, politicians, everybody, like, they don't know what reparations is. It's cash payments.
It is, absolutely.
I don't understand. I mean, but see, don't be like Neely Fuller said, the Honorable Neely Fuller say, don't be confused that they're confused.
Yeah.
See, they try to wear you down by playing dumb. It's a tactic. It's like you say, hey, you're saying like, you like say I owe you $20, and you be like, hey, Mo, where my $20? I'm like, what $20? You be like, man, you know $20. I'll let you hold. You said we was at the club the other night. I don't remember what night. You remember last Friday when we went to the club? You saying you need to get in, but you were saying you had no cash on you. You mean 2 Fridays ago? You see what I'm saying? They wear you. This is a tactic to wear you down
and make you try to act out and be like, well, see, look. And that's another thing right there. It's like, that's why I have been saying this way before Flakko came on. I was like, AD, Nokia Boost mobile house phone, T-Rex. I say y'all have to be careful with doing y'all at the end of the day show, and y'all only 3 Black Americans up in there, and there's many other races in there, and y'all just be slinging that N-word like it's nothing. Because when it was that one, I forgot, it was that one white dude who was a gamer, and he had slipped up and called AD the N-word. No, it was a house phone. You get what I'm saying, Mo? It's that crazy shit I'm talking about. It's like y'all talking crazy. You calling him an N-word. You calling this white dude, this Chinese dude. And you do whatever the fuck you want to do, but I'm just saying, don't have your damn pussy hurt when they hit you back with it and thinking it's like Malibu's Most Wanted. Or it could be, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because now fast forward, you got Tariq Nasheed on No Jumper, and Flakko just came out of nowhere, and he just be slinging it. And it's to the point where it could kind of confuse you. I'd be like, oh, they always say it. But me and Mo, and I'm sure many of y'all in the chat could sense when he's saying it for a specific group to like separate the act ignorant. And I'm just going to leave it like that.
Right. I'll be curious, do they use it amongst themselves when they're talking about themselves? I can't say for sure or not, but I like to be a fly on the wall to see. Because every time he's invoked that word, is speaking about FBA people.
And that's why I said they have to be careful with that, because it's like, but people be like, oh shit, you know, and such and such, they said, all right, that's cool, but we on a platform where they got over 4 million subscribers. People from all around the world coming on that platform. There's many different races, and y'all say it, and when they say it the wrong way towards y'all, they be sensitive and butthurt about it. But I'm gonna keep it.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this though. I gotta remind you, don't be confused that they're confused.
Yep, and I was just saying that for them. Yeah,
Adam 22 won't have no Black people up there that don't say nigga.
You're right. I mean, yeah, of course.
He finds it strange that he doesn't find killing Black people normal. So of course, if you had people up there not saying the nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like he'd be like, "What's wrong with y'all?" He probably wouldn't even interview him.
Yeah, exactly. He probably
or you're saying for a job, be like, "Oh no," you know what I'm saying? We like your resume and everything, but you know, you're a little light on the nigga.
Yep, exactly. Like they'll probably send AD out there with you, and he'll probably hit you up with the shoulder, be like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" Go, oh man, that's cringe. That's cringe. But yeah,
probably got a nigga quota,
credit score type shit, dog.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you didn't hit your 50 niggas per week quota. We gonna need you to get that number up.
Shit, might call you a damn Uncle Tom or how? Yeah, it's a lot of reverse psychology and damn. It's a psychological warfare with that, but I'm gonna just leave it alone. We're gonna keep it going, Mo. You got anything else?
Nah, I ain't got nothing else. But he about to have a doozy coming up though. Go ahead.
All right, let's do it.
So people are saying, yo, like, you know, he's being hypocritical now, but again, like I give people room to grow. So so are you saying, yo, like I said that, let's say what, like 12 years ago, I think?
Yeah, and I still stand on you if you give it to like
back it up just like maybe 30 seconds. I want to get in full context.
Oh shit, I went too crazy. Let me see.
January 15th, that should be gone, right? So people are saying, yo, like, you know, he's being hypocritical now, but again, like
a little bit more
room to grow.
Back up some more.
Just a little bit, because what he's saying, I want to make it clear what he's saying. He's saying they have footage of Tariq Nasheed saying, "Oh, Black people spend the money up as soon as they got it." That's that Gucci reparations argument.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Of course. So like the thing is this, right? I think like an old clip
This is it.
surface where like you were saying, yo, if you give niggas, let's say like 10K a month, like January 1st, by January 15th, that should be gone, right? So people are saying, yo, like, you know, he's being hypocritical now, but again, like I give people room to grow. So so are you saying, yo, like I said that, let's say what, like 12 years ago, I think?
Yeah, and I still stand on you. If you give it to like hood rats and shit like that, you just give it to people who don't know what they're doing, or give it to people who are not of our lineage. That's going to go out the window. But I'm mainly talking about people with with the gutter mentality. If you give them paper, they're gonna mess the money up. But we should get our money. I'd stand on that right now. We should get cash money.
What does the actual political process of making that happen look like? Because I feel like reparations is
my bad.
Once again, he's throwing stuff out there and say, oh, well, you said that niggas, his words, will spend the money up as soon as they got it. You know, so this is that argument, like, so why should we even give it to him? That's like me running you over with a car and you're bad with debt, and you're saying you up your eyeballs in debt and you run up all your credit card. And I'm like, look, the money that you got before, you spent up unwisely. So I shouldn't have to pay you for running you over with a car, because you're just gonna spend that up too, right? I hate to, like, bro, don't count my pockets. Damn, being old is totally different on how you're gonna spend the money, and they try to play this little game because of people are maybe financially irresponsible. That doesn't erase the fact that you owe them. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, we're not gonna. That's like, like I said, like you're in a car wreck. Oh, we see you have bad credit and you're irresponsible with money, so we don't feel that we owe you anything. It don't work like that.
Fuck no. That's why that's very, very disrespectful on their behalf. And this kind of reminds me. Shouts out to TD Hip Hop Media, Tony Delario,
a real ally. Put some respect on TD. We gotta put some respect on TD name.
Yes, sir. And he spoke about this, the same tactic that I believe that they was doing with Ice Cube with the NFL deal that he came up with. Like, what you call it, a straw man? It's some type of word or phrase they use where they just pick that specific thing that Flakko had said and be like, since you said that, then why do you still feel as though the need to give it? Like, what the hell?
Let's go back to the analogy where you owe me $20, right? And I say, once we acknowledge that you we've got to the point where, okay, yeah, I remember the $20 I borrowed from you, right? Now it's, well, damn, girl, all you gonna do is just blow the money on weed and cigarettes and beer anyway. Why I gotta pay you back? Because you borrowed it from me. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta pay me back. Don't count my pockets and how I spend it, but they feel very comfortable. And this is a huge talking point that I've addressed many a time in conversation about reparations. If I take my reparations and light it on fire like the Joker, that's my money. Don't worry about what I do with my money. You worry about how you gonna pay me what you owe me. And it's not a handout. You owe me. This is a debt. We need to be very clear. And I once again, I wish he'd have been a little stronger with that, because he tried to put him in a corner, and you can see that's that passive aggressive thing Flakko got going. Like, well, you said it yourself. See, that's when the gloves would have came off for me. But we could continue.
Exactly. It's like he trying to treat this shit like a bank. Like a bank will run a damn family through the ringer to pay their mortgage. And if they don't, they'll just, it's so crazy. Be like, oh, so why do you need to get the money? You're a bank and all that. So I can just say with the passive, the fuck? Yeah, man. All right, my bad. We going.
Something that it's hard to argue against the fact that it seems like the only right and moral course of action, but then also from my perspective, it seems almost impossible to imagine it actually happening.
Well, the thing is, they didn't want to release black people out of slavery. When we made that happen, they didn't want to give us civil rights in the 60s. If you look at some of the polling before 1965, most people were like, there's not going to be any kind of rights for black people. We're always going to have a segregation type of thing. And black people fought against it, and we made it happen. We've never really focused solely on reparations for foundational black Americans. That's why we haven't really gotten it. whenever black people fight for something, we go into this universal thing where we're going to do it for minorities. Let's just do it for people of color. That's what affirmative action was. It was supposed to be for black people, and then we let it be for minorities, and everybody but black people get affirmative action. White women, Hispanics, Asians, LGBT, all of these people are considered minority. So now we have a movement where we're focusing on our lineage.
Not FBA black people,
because we are
not FBA. And like I said, this is not about this, but see, this dancing, I got to call it out. I got to do it since ain't nobody else gonna call it out. One of the biggest things is affirmative action is scholarships and job spots that's taken by non-FBA black people, because the company's like, oh, we got black faces in here, and the college is like, oh, we got black faces in here. And the reason why I know this, the former corporation I worked at, the majority of quote unquote black people that had it working for them were non-FBA, but they satisfied the quota, which that quota was created, you know what I'm saying, due to, you know what I'm saying, the actions for slavery and racism that was experienced after slavery. So I feel like I maybe just being a good, good guest on their show. But one more thing I want to point out, Grump, have you noticed this? Flakko and Adam are playing good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. Notice
Flakko pressed Tariq about, oh, you said this, you said that, and then here comes Adam like, oh, well, I don't see how they don't feel like they owe your reparations. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is all about making Adam look good.
Exactly. Like
I'm more with it than the black guy over here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, it first reminded me of the interrogation scene with the movie Juice with Tupac and Steel. They played a good cop, bad cop with him. It's like, what the hell? Like, and on top of that, Adam, you could try to make it look pretty all you want to. You can make it seem like you, like, damn near MJ singing Man in the Mirror or something. But we got footage on you. We got archives. And I'm gonna keep on putting them on repeat. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Our political block, and if we vote or don't vote, us withholding our vote, that will move the needle a certain way. Because if people don't get into the political process, if you don't have any confidence in the voting process, that society is dangerous, because they will start looking for ways to rectify their own problems.
Even within my circle of hosts on here, I've noticed the mood on Trump softening a lot over the past couple years. And even when you read the polling, nice-skinned people are moving towards Trump. I feel like the black audience he's really grown on them. What do you make of that?
I can understand why, because this administration, the Biden administration, they're horrible, especially with black people. They're trash. Right. And I told people not to vote for the Biden administration. Biden tooted his ass up to black society, didn't do anything, and they were proud to not do anything for black society. But they ran on Trump is the boogeyman. You got to vote for me, because Trump is going to get you. He's a big old racist. All right, if he's racist,
also,
fine.
Hold on, stop.
His racism is not even.
Gotcha. Yes, sir.
Also, they ran on you ain't black.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for that.
If you don't vote for me, they said we gonna erase your identity, your racial identity, if you don't vote for us. But watch how triggered Flakko gets when this not voting comes up, though. Anything you want to add?
Now, I just want to say, like, we already in this system, this society. Shouts out to the brother Don with psychological warfare. Definitely in my description box, I got a link to his Amazon so I can purchase that book. Shouts out to you, brother Don. But
shouts out to Don
for real, because we already in this system that been like manipulated. And what I mean by that, like the Matrix is like black. We have to write and consider ourselves black on paper. If you want to really get into depth with that, then it's something else. We know like it's really kind of bullshit, but we still abide by that system. But when Biden said that to Charlamagne, it just reminded me of like, yeah, we still abiding by that system, but they could take it away. You kind of get what I'm saying, Mo?
You know what? That you're exactly right, and that hits to the point that white people define what black is. They've always defined what black is, from the one drop rule on to now. Black is a legal and political designation. That's all it is. It's not a race. It's not a lineage. It's nothing else. The only thing black means is not white. Because at the time, it was only a few handful of different groups in this country, and the majority was white or black. And what they had to do was differentiate themselves from black people, quote unquote, their term, black people. So they said, you know what? If you have one drop of black blood, I think it's one of your 16 great grandparents was black, then you're black. You know what I'm saying? That's an octoroon, a quadroon, a biracial, what they used to call a mulatto. You know what I'm saying? If you're any of these things, you're not pure. So what black actually means is unpure. That's what it means.
And Mo, can I say this real? Oh, I'll let you finish. My bad. My apologies.
No, and so what they were reminding you was that old Klan came out the Democratic Party, and not just to remind people I do not vote. You know what I'm saying? Because I only vote for tangibles. You know, so and neither party is providing tangibles at this point. But it's that they remind the Democratic Party reminds you that we define what black is. Absolutely. And what we'll do is we'll deperson you because you sure as hell ain't white. You sure as hell won't be white if you don't vote for us. And you won't be black either. So what we'll do is we'll make you part of an outcast party or outcast race.
That's facts right there, Mo, because before you even broke it down like that, there was a time where if somebody who's biracial, you know, let's say black mom, white father, vice versa. And they see now we get into some shit now. It's like they could come on the side, like they classify themselves as black, and it's all good, you know, accepting and all that, but won't go to the white side and be like, I'm white. And it used to fuck my head because it'd be like, damn, like we got science behind this shit and everything. And they have people been giving me a run around and everything. But I came to realizing that when Biden had said that to Charlamagne God, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It makes sense now. You catch my drift, Mo? You catch my drift?
Yeah, I understand. I understand. And Toro, we understand that black really means that Negro. We get that, but the political term black means unpure, and I'm going to prove that because notice, if you're biracial, you only got two options to label yourself: either multi or biracial or black. You can't call yourself white because you're not pure. White means pure. That's just like once you have sex, you can no longer be a virgin.
Damn.
It's the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Pure is pure. This means it's untainted. Once your bloodline and lineage has been tainted, it takes 4 generations for that to breeding white for you to be pure again by the one drop rule.
So like 1/16 of a drop rule to dilute it out, pretty much.
Exactly.
And that right there, this is going off of the Western indoctrination. We're not putting science, you know what I'm saying? So I hope people don't get the wrong message when they're watching the playback to be like, oh, what the hell y'all talking about? We going off of what they classify as.
Right, that's the one drop rule.
One drop rule. And they put it in the system, and it's so programmed into most of us that when Joe Biden would have said at Charlamagne, people would want Charlamagne to spaz out.
Well, he was gonna spaz out anyway because he knew. You know what I'm saying? He knew that he wouldn't bite a biscuit full of butter.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? So he know he wasn't gonna spaz out. But no, that's what it actually means, and that go to show you that Meghan Markle is on the way to becoming white again, or her lineage, because I believe her mother is biracial. That makes her a quarter white. That makes her child Archie and the other little child 8th white. So they're almost there. You're saying if they breed white one more generation, then they'll be technically and legally white.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the point right there. I mean, it's a big fucking trick bag at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah.
I just want y'all to know that, because you damn if you do, you're damn if you don't. If you let's say not be the president, let's say if somebody average Joe or Jimmy would have did that, you would have had to turn up on them if you'd been around your people, just to be like, hey, I'm not with that shit. Or you would have been MLK, turn the other cheek and everything. It's like It's a trick bag though. You either if you don't want to participate in this game, you still gonna be in the game though, like the Matrix.
It's a system. It's a system of white supremacy is what it is. People get very uncomfortable when you hear that. And we're not talking about white people, you know what I'm saying? Because very few people are actually white.
Yeah.
You know, it's by the elite's definition.
Yeah.
Now they'll include groups into their, you know, even Arabs and now Hispanics. You know, they did it with the Irish and the, you know, the who was the other one? The Irish, the Italians. But when white supremacists, and I ain't talking about some hicks from Kentucky, I'm talking about white supremacists at the top of the pyramid. When they say white, they're very specific about what they mean.
And what's that?
And this is their system, and it's their system to maintain power. So they say, oh, you want to venture off into, you know what I'm saying, being swirling? It's gonna take you 4 generations to get back right. That's dedication to white supremacy.
Woo. I'm speechless now, man. We gonna keep it pushing, Mo.
All right, my bad.
No, that's good. Perfect.
More deeper than Biden's racism. Biden has a track record of harming black people with his policies, the crime bills, the multiple crime bills. Kamala Harris, the stuff she did out here to black people in California was horrible. And I always point out, they try to make Trump the boogeyman. Trump didn't put any policies together that harm black people. I'm not even a fan of Trump, but Trump did not put a policy out there that specifically harmed black people. So they're not going to use the boogeyman tactic with Trump.
It kind of says a lot that the mainstream media, I think, did such a good job as painting Trump as a racist early on.
Yeah.
And it feels like that really hasn't stuck over time. I think like the mainstream media accusing a president of, or a candidate of being racist just doesn't really carry the same emphasis that it did.
And what's interesting, you know, the media, they will only talk about racism if they could put it on a right winger. You notice that? Whenever they talk about racism or calling anti-black racism out, they always have to do it with a Republican. You had people like Ed Buck, who had dead black men coming out of his house multiple times. The white media never referred to him as a racist.
Big time political donor.
Right, big time Democrat donor. They still ignore that to this day. And he's never really been charged with the murders.
And his fetish was injecting gay black men with methamphetamines, but so much of it that they would basically like convulse and have seizures and die in front of him. And he only got caught because a couple of them ended up escaping from his.
God damn, Adam, like you telling a novel or a story or something?
We call that a serial killer around here.
Exactly. The fuck?
We call that a serial killer. When you kill people with a specific motive and a specific manner, that's called a serial killer. And he was charged. And he got 30 years while R. Kelly got 20 years. So that go to show you. You know what I'm saying? You could systematically kill black people, premeditated, and only get 30 years in this country.
Use the same type of drug. That's the number one thing, because they'll use, he said methamphetamine. They also use ketamine to throw your senses and your hallucinations become mixed in with your reality, so you could be not dependable on telling what happened to you. So you using that same drug over and over again. Yeah, you a freaking serial killer. It's premeditated also. What the fuck? So you say you got 30?
Yeah, he got 30 years.
And Kale's got 20. He got sentenced to 20, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, that go to show you. He only got 30 years as a serial killer.
Killing.
I think he should get life. I was pretty sure you don't. I mean, of course, he probably gonna die in jail due to his age. I'm just saying though. The reason why they do that is they had to set a precedent. I think called precedents. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody younger than him does the same behavior, and then they say, well, we were saying that, you know, we're only giving 30 years for killing black people systematically. So if you 20 or 30, you might get out of jail. You know what I'm saying, you might not die in jail.
Might see parole.
Yeah, you might see parole.
His house and basically running to the gas station down the street, and the cops were able to put it together.
Exactly.
I know he was arrested. So what was he charged for? Do you know?
Like drug possession. It was like a drug charge. It's not a murder charge.
It wasn't until there were 2 black dudes who ended up dead in front of his house that they ended up starting to put it together. The first one wasn't really cause for alarm, apparently.
Yeah.
Not, you know, like we also, again, with Trump and Biden, bro, like we have horrible options.
Yeah.
But I do believe we do have to vote. Now, you've been against that. You said,
here we go.
Oh,
Lord.
Brother, here we go.
Oh, here we go. I think we got, now he just explained to you there's no difference between the two parties. But I feel we got to vote. Like, bro,
Bro.
but you know,
But
he has to. That's the talking
back
point.
up.
That's
Talking
the talk. We got to vote. If we don't vote, then then what do we do?
Our ancestors died for nothing. Our ancestors died to give us the right to vote, boy. You better go vote.
Right. So I
The
mean, and I had to go through this with my family over and over and over again.
I can relate.
So it's like, so it's like, okay, I can't vote Republican because that'll make me a coon. Right, yeah, that's right. Okay. And I can't not vote because that'd be disrespecting my ancestors. Yeah, right. So you just taking my choice away from me.
And I don't like that, Mo. I don't like to be when I feel like that situation where I feel cornered to have to do two things and I can't. Fuck, I'm not doing a goddamn thing. First of all, I just leave it alone like that. You know, that's why I turn up. Like, you ain't gonna make me do shit. You ain't gonna force me to do a goddamn thing. So let me calm down because it really kind of get me hyped. Like, the fuck. But yeah, that's what it's set up to be. Sad to say.
Cause they're not giving you no choice. I mean, you're really not. I mean, it's the appearance of a choice, but it's no choice.
Yes, sir.
And this is the game. This is the game they play. But notice they could. This is Flakko once again going out. We can't get crazy now and not vote. So then it's like, okay, then we could vote. So we could vote for Republic. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. But let's continue on.
Niggas if they can't offer shit.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like stand by that saying?
Rewind it back again because he threw the nigga out there again.
Oh yeah, I heard that. He having a field day with that. Flakko, I never heard you talk so gangster like that. Like,
so that nigga, we need a nigga counter.
Not, like we also, again, with Trump and Biden, bro, like we have horrible options.
Yeah.
But I do believe we do have to vote. Now, you've been against that. You said, bro, like black folks don't vote for none of these niggas if they can't offer shit.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like stand by that saying like black folks shouldn't vote? Because I feel like, bro, if we, again, but not we, but like y'all, right? Like,
okay. Y'all see what I'm talking about? The Lord Croft Tomb Raider shit I be saying. What you gotta say, Mo? That's why.
Now go ahead. You got it. You got it.
That's why I be waiting. That's why I be talking. That y'all be looking at, thinking I'm crazy. When I had got on with FT and Bay with that situation, I give y'all a blast from the past real quick, where she said DJ Smalls asked if do she date any black guys, and she was like, nah, she dated Hispanics and all that, other races. She ain't never really dated black guys, but she said, well, the first nigga was my baby father. And it's like, what the hell? So you was saying you was black? What is going on here? Like it's that Tomb Raider Lord Crofts, it's that mindset. So Flakko, you saying you part of us, and now all of a sudden you distance? Like what the hell? See, this that weird stuff we talking about, Mo. And I know some people
and he caught himself because he quit. He just see they love to throw themselves in there. We you French, we.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like we be out all day, but let's go. You got anything else?
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like died for this shit, right? Like you guys marched and died for our right to vote. So why would it be don't vote opposed to even if you have to vote for let's say like a third party or write somebody in, still make your voice count?
Well, what we do, we didn't die for the right to vote. We died for tangibles, and voting was just a vehicle to get those tangibles. But we have to be strategic with the way we vote and the way we hold our vote, because not voting is a strategy as well. It's just like playing blackjack. When you're in Vegas playing blackjack,
I'm tripping. I dropped my headphones. You said pause, Mo, or no?
No, I didn't.
If you hit a certain number, you better strategically hold. Like, no, I'm not going to hit again because I want to see what this other person's going to do. I want to see if they're going to tap out. And we're looking at the Democrats tap out right now. If they fail, that's fine. We need a whole new party anyway, because they haven't done anything for black people who's been supporting them for the last 50 years. And we've been their voting bloc. It's disrespectful for them to not support us. And the Republicans, they mess up by just having so many blatant races around. So we don't want to support that. So we're better off saying, hey, we're not going to touch the political process, and we're going to come up with solutions to our own problem. Let me tell you something. The reason why we have so many murders now, it started under Obama. See, they try to put all this stuff on Trump. No, these murders of black people started under Obama. It went on because black people were sitting around waiting on Obama to do something. We were waiting on him to do something about Trayvon Martin. We're waiting on him to do something about Mike Brown. We were like, hey, we're going to hold off, but we got a black president. We know he's going to do something. Well, it's his second term. Give him time. He going to really show out on that second term. We kept making these bullshit excuses for Obama. He never did anything. So we understood that we had to go out in the streets and make it happen. That's why.
Correction. He did do a lot. He legalized gay marriage. He pushed for transgender bathrooms. He made the White House a rainbow.
Yeah, he did a lot of things. I don't know what.
Oh, he did a lot. We ain't gonna play this game like he didn't do a lot. It's who he did it for. Now he'll quick to tell black people, pull up your pants, be respectable, get out there and vote. If you don't vote for me, that's a disrespect to my legacy.
Bill Cosby back in
he was talking to y'all like a pimp. Yeah. He ain't never talked to no other group like that. But notice he did a lot for everybody else. Like I said, his last political push was for transgender bathrooms.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that was his last political push. And now once again, I gotta be critical of Tariq again. You know what I'm saying? Just out of this is what we had to do: be critical of each other. He said the Republican got blatant racists on their side. How more blatant do you have to be when they call Hispanic tacos? You know what I'm saying? That's the Democrats. How more blatant do you have to be? You say you're not black if you don't vote for me. How more blatant do they got to be when you're saying when they push for the murder of our children in the womb? How more blatant do they got to be when they want to cut off our children's penises as children? How more blatant? I mean, like it's a different. Now you might not. It's a different type of racism, but it's very blatant.
Yeah,
it's very blatant. See, now this is that thing like, oh, Republican, you know, and like I said, I don't vote. I'm not affiliated with any party. But when I call it, I gotta call it like I see it. And he said himself, Trump didn't introduce any policy that detrimental to black people specifically. Democrats, they got us running around here talking about women. What's a woman?
Oh, what's a woman? Yeah, that movie documentary.
Yeah, no, talking about that girl that was sitting up there talking to Holly.
Oh,
she talking about you know what I'm saying, a birthing person, and then, you know, that kind of thing. They're the ones pushing this. They're the one that was pushing Black Lives Matter, that you dead black men to push agendas other than for black men. So no, we ain't gonna play this like they're not blatant racism on both sides. And it's very clear. It's just that they're Democrats like, you know, I don't mean no harm. You know what I'm saying? Like that, they kick you. It's like, oh, you know, I was just playing. That kind of thing.
Some of the people don't know that Southern, you know, that deep Southern racism type. That little smile, like I could tell it as soon as you like that. You smile on your face and everything, but if you ain't hip to it, like, oh, there's nice people. Nah, bro. Let's go, Mo.
All
right. With the George Floyd thing, when that went down, the city started, I mean, not the city, hell, the country, and then the world turned on fire because we knew we had nobody to come to our aid, and we had to do it ourselves.
Looking back at the protests or whatever you want to call it of 2020, when you look back at it now, does it feel like the world has changed in any relevant way, or would you say that the people, if anything, are kind of more disillusioned at this point?
But to a certain degree, it let people know that the streets can turn up just like that. Some policies got pushed. There was some defunding of the police. There were some people who were punished. You know, we got some of these people, these race soldiers locked up. So there was some change, but it has to be consistent. You know, even after the protest, after the riots, after the fighting, we still have to be consistent. What happens with us a lot of times, we get a victory, then we get out in the street and we want to party for the next 5 damn years. So we got to stay focused on making sure that the people who harm us are punished. We got to make sure that the people who run for office are going to work for our best interest. You know?
But Tariq, but that's it though, right? So how do we represent, I guess, the change that we, like, for example, if we don't vote and we rely on Adam, Joshua, right? And other, okay, so if you're saying like black folks don't vote at all, then the white folks, you know, who probably won't have our best interests at heart, right? Or, you know, like white folks who have, let's say, you know, like a different agenda, then we have to live in a country currently that's like ran on, you know, like whatever policy they're voting for. So how do we still represent change without voting?
Because we have to start looking to each other. Asian people don't vote a lot at all.
Hold on, let's stop for a minute. Stop. why is Flakko? I want to know who Flakko is funded by. I want to know, and this is how sophisticated voting and politics is. Is Flakko really a political plant? Because he's harping on this. Why should we vote? He's laid it out quite clear. He answered your question before, but he comes around and asks it again. Well, when you know we get white people like Adam voting, and whoever Josh is, I think his name is Josh. You know, so what are you saying? So I guess is Adam's politics bad for black people? Is that what you're saying, Flakko?
Damn.
So that's what he just said. He said when you let people like Adam and Josh vote, now he said I don't know if he's being, you know, stereotypical and just saying white people in general. But I mean, no matter what, white policy is going to be pushed on both sides, no matter who you vote for. But the thing is not voting, and let me be clear about how not voting works. Not voting lets people know that we're not going to be a tool for the Democratic Party, which we have at the clip of 80 to 90% every election. It's like, look, we're up for, you know what I'm saying, negotiations. That's what not voting does. Like, we're taking best offers. As long as we keep voting, and like I said, I want to know who Flakko working for. Because he sounds like he taking some of that political blue money. Because when he says voting, let me be clear, when people say you need to vote, they're talking about vote Democrat. Alberdeen said he's a random YouTube like, no. Don't be confused, because what's that other girl name? I forget her name. Because I did her on I covered her on my show. It was a YouTuber, you know what I'm saying, that this seemed like a regular YouTube, but she was taking money from the pushing to get a black female Supreme Court justice.
Damn.
What is her name? She has braces and, you know what I'm saying, kind of big lips, light-skinned girl. But anyway, I'm just saying, these YouTubers, they're taking vax money, they're taking politics money. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. That's why a lot of the dudes in the Manosphere, I'm going ham tonight, forget it. That's why a lot of these dudes in the Manosphere was pushing the vaccine, or the Vaseline. Excuse me. Because these companies were pushing money to small content creators.
I ain't know them dropping bags like that though.
Oh yeah.
Like they said, here, you gonna pull the lever, bags drop.
Yeah, it's just like A-game commercials. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing. Instead of selling you, you know what I'm saying, boner pills, they selling you, know what I'm saying, politics. It's the same thing.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm trying to figure out. Hey, you got me on this one. Mo. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it going to see if there's another.
It's not Chrissy. What is her name? But continue on. But yeah, but no, be clear. If you got over a certain amount of followers, especially on a bigger platform as Adam 22, I'm sure somebody's in Flakko's ear. If he's not an out and out plant, allegedly.
Oh, I agree with that, man. Let's go.
Amount of people who vote. They vote the least, but they got all types of hate crime bills for them. They got all types of money allocated towards them because they work with each other as a group. And it's not the political process, it's their cohesion as a group. They know who they are. They're going to be codified with each other. They're going to have an economic base among each other. And that's how they can get stuff done. We're trying to do the same thing as Foundation of Black Americans.
Yeah. So speaking of the Asian crime bill,
yeah,
like, were you shocked when Joe Biden came into office, he promised us everything, my dog. Yeah. And then the first thing he got in office, and he did an Asian crime bill and nothing for black folks. Were you shocked when that happened?
Not really, because I know Biden has been an anti-black racist for years. What I really didn't like, and I thought was very disrespectful, when the black people got killed in Buffalo, they got massacred by that white supremacist, and instead of giving black people a hate crime bill specifically for us, he brought the group BTS into the White House and said, hey, look at these guys. Oh, man, we're going to give a hate crime bill for Asians. That was very disrespectful to us. That's why we're going to go to Washington, D.C. this October, and we're going to be rallying for reparations, and we're going to be rallying for an anti-Black hate crime bill, and we're going to be rallying for punishment for these white supremacist groups that they allow in law enforcement. They know good and well that you have card-carrying white militia groups all in law enforcement. Out here in Los Angeles, people are testifying that they're part of these white supremacist groups within the sheriff's department. This is like an open secret that nobody does anything about. So we are going to have to make noise about it since our politicians are not doing it. This is why I say we have to start doing things on a grassroots level ourselves.
Now, also too, so FBA started, I believe you was with the ADOS first, right?
Well, ADOS is something that was started really by a man named Norris Shelton that's been around for a long time. All right.
And then if that kind of like hijacked it or what?
Yes. Yeah. That person took that and started using it as a hashtag. Yeah. I'd been using the term Native Black American because I got it from a man named Claude Anderson, who's been using the term Native Black American for years. And
let me stop him right there, right? Let me stop him right there. Because ADOS, for whatever you want to say, that hashtag got a lot of this popping.
Yep, that's facts from what I heard.
It was the equivalent to MAGA on the internet. So we can't belittle. See, you got to give credit where credit due. I always try to do that. ADOS, when Kamala Harris first rolled out her campaign, ADOS lit her up.
And she tried to lie and said that she wasn't getting enough funding.
Yeah, they lit her. No, because as soon as she announced, they lit her up. You know what I'm saying? And started calling out. You know what I'm saying? Showing her policies that were locking up Black men out in California, showing her criminal justice record. So we can't take credit for where credit's due. But I'll say this one thing. Where they went wrong at is when they stopped being a movement for the people and try to become a political party or a political operation, and that's when they went off the rails. Now, just to go back to this, I just want to make sure people know I ain't playing. The girl's name is Julesy. If you type in She Will Rise, I wish I could send this to you. Hold on. Bullsy. I'm gonna show y'all how these they replant in in these politics on social media. Hold on one second. Let me where your DM. I'm gonna DM you something on Instagram.
All right, let me put it up in the back.
1 second. Like I said, I'm doing this to show y'all, bro. Everything y'all see, bro, it's something behind it. All right, I sent it to your Instagram.
All right, pulling it up right now. About to change tabs. Oh yeah, I got it. Oh, it's a link. Okay, YouTube link. That. She Will Rise.
Y'all peep game.
All right, so we here. This her?
Yeah.
Dang, she look familiar.
That's Julesy. Now go type in Julesy, you know what I'm saying, and you'll see. They had her out here caping, you know what I'm saying, for the Black female Supreme Court justice. And bro, every agenda, that's why you see a lot of, you know what I'm saying, content creators start taking on different agendas. Because there's money funding them. Because that's what they call grassroots. They say, oh, we need some people in the grassroots. They're like, oh, you know, Grump has a good following. You know, the people trust him. Hey, Grump, here's $1,000 a month. All you got to do is, you know what I'm saying, make a video telling people to go vote or go support this, you know what I'm saying, whatever agenda it is.
Okay, I get it. So they pretty much, that's like how you sign artists, kind of in a way.
Right.
But it's in like a political way for.
Well, it's the same thing like when what they call them social media influencers.
Yeah,
that's what they are, influencers. So they'll do ads for anything. But yeah, she was one of them.
She look
But
like that girl.
there's plenty of them. Cause we saw, I noticed it on the Black Manosphere, dudes coming off behind the camera, showing their face.
Yeah.
Yep. To push the Vaseline. But I digress.
And that's so she be going like crazy in her videos. Oh, this her?
Yeah.
She look like, I'm telling you, she look like, what's that girl?
Can they just do
She
certain
played
things?
Roll Bounce, that movie with Lil Bow Wow. It's Jesse Smollett sister. Damn, I forgot her name, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
To them, all they want to do is, you know, eat a little of this, suck a little of that.
See, Chili said they buy followers. No, what they do is buy influence. And it's, you know what I'm saying, what they call it is micro influencers. You know what I'm saying? If you get people with 1 million, 2 million, 3 million followers, you know, I mean, that's one thing, but you know, they want you with 2, 3, 20K. You see what I'm saying? That because that's micro influencers.
Yeah, that's good. You get like 10 of those instead of one big 2 million follower influencer. You think that's more beneficial?
And it seems legit and it seems genuine.
Oh, yeah.
That's the power of it.
So I'm telling you. So yeah, I wanted to finish that, or you just use it as an example?
No, I just want to tell people, you know what I'm saying, just so I don't think I'm just talking to be talking. You know, I always like to bring, you know what I'm saying, the receipts and the facts.
Yes, sir. I respect that.
The Black American, sometimes people would get confused by that. They were like, do you mean like a Black Cherokee, a Black, you know, Seminole? No. I said, let me change that term a little bit and call it foundational Black Americans so we don't have any confusion, so people don't confuse us with Native Americans. And then the movement kind of took off from there.
Wait, so do you think that, you know, like I'm aware of Claude Anderson and and like Dwayne Calloway. Now, there's a theory of that like Blacks were already here. Like we definitely was here before slavery. Now, now I do know that Juan Gerardo came in like the 1400s. In the
hey, you want to skip to the West Nine? You want to skip to the
we did weed in Mexico.
To that one part.
What was that part at? Yeah, because I got
it's timestamps.
Okay. It was 53:18, 53:50, I think. You go to it. Because I was about to go off with this right here. I'm gonna say this before I go to that part. It used to just be mind-blowing on how they had a lot of people thinking that Africans didn't know how to engineer boats. You know, like just got hot, like 100% of Africans got hijacked and got sent to damn North America. That shit just blew my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the question I can't never get nobody answer on the transatlantic slave and how it's reported. Right? You got 200-300 people on a ship, right? On a what, like 6-week voyage? I think they said it was.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
Where they keep all the drinking water?
Good. I mean,
just let that sink in. Hold on, don't go over it. Just let it sink in. You got 200 people. You got to keep alive for 6 weeks. Where's the drinking water? You die if you don't drink water in 3 days.
Shit, just let's give it a week. Let's just give it a week at the most.
Well, a week.
And it's four let's say 4 to 6 weeks to get. I mean, they ain't had no fucking V24s, you know, engines. Like, let's be real.
Right, you on a sailboat. Where was the drinking water? You on salt water? They can't drink salt water. Where they keep all this drinking water to keep these slaves alive? I want somebody to answer that question for me.
So they may have exaggerated on the capacity that they had put in those ships.
Something ain't adding up in that mathematical equation. I'm just saying. I'm a big believer that we were here native to this continent. To be honest with you,
we could keep playing this right here and it just proved my damn point.
Go ahead.
It's like, yeah, but we go back to it. We'll go to that part.
Mexico, and he was a translator and an explorer. Yeah, he was a Moor.
Yeah, right. So he was here like before slavery, but like as far as I know, and he's being like, I guess, named and documented as the first Black person. But like,
no. He wasn't. No. There were. Even before Columbus, there's evidence that there were Black people coming over, Black people who were Moors, because when Columbus came over and went to Cuba, they saw mosques. And when Balboa, I think he went down into South America, they saw mosques and they saw these Islamic houses that were down there. So there were black Muslims coming back and forth. They brought a man named Estevanico, who was black, and he was an explorer, really one of the first foreign explorers to come into the interior of the United States with the Spanish. And I think he got as far as Arizona. So black people have always been here with the explorers and beforehand. And they brought Estevanico because he spoke different languages. He spoke Arabic and all of this stuff. And many of the Native Americans, they knew all of these different languages too. So a lot of black people were translators. So we've been here before the Spanish.
Yeah.
And I had did my research. I was making a video earlier today, you know, before we had linked up, Mo, about it. Because I was pretty much channeling you, getting the receipts and everything. I still want to drop that video, but that's all I want to say right there. That's all. And we're going to go to that part. We just going to brush past that. Ain't no need to.
Amber says, K-Matt, exactly. I get both sides. She said, I get both sides, but I want a solution. Don't vote, then what? We can't keep doing nothing expecting something to change. Not voting is doing something. That's kind of like if you overeating and you stop eating, that's doing something. You feel what I'm saying? Like everybody want action. Like a lot of times, like if you're out here being a hoe, male or female, if you stop being sleeping around, that's doing something.
Shit, hey.
You feel what I'm saying? I mean, that's the thing. And the thing is that our vote is guaranteed to one party, and that's why they treat us the way they do, because if you are a hoe, and what we are as a group is, you know what I'm saying, is a political hoe. They call us at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, come over here and give us our vote. And they don't even give you a warm rag afterwards. What we need to start saying, no, if you can't come pick me up at a decent hour and take me somewhere nice for my company, then we can't go out. But no, we want to continue to be political hoes. You a political side piece is what you is. Just accept the fact, not you personally, but as a group, we're a political side piece. They give us twerk commercials and all kind of silly stuff, get your booty to the pole, while all these other groups are getting what? Tangibles. Why? Because they say if you don't give it to us, we won't vote for you. See how that works?
Yeah, I see that too. I understand what you're saying. But here's the thing. I don't, and I'm pretty sure shouts out to my father. Life ain't fair. Okay, what you gonna do about it? And what I mean by that is like, I don't like how some of the Manosphere, you know, just people on the panels just be sitting there and they just be upset at everything. And it's like, I don't even, like when it comes to politics, I'm aware of it and I look at things, but I don't, how do I explain that? I'm just gonna wait for it. I'm just gonna wait for it though. We're just gonna keep it going.
Okay.
You got anything that input though before I play the rest
of
this?
I'm just saying, I mean, like in action is an action. Like, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, then what? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of time we overdo stuff. That's the problem. Like we overdoing is the problem. Sometimes you have to be still, collect yourself. As somebody said in the Chili C said, disconnect to reconnect with a different mindset. That's very good. That need to be on a t-shirt.
Who said that? Jury duty, I'm sick of sending black teens. She said, it's not just your vote, it's jury duty. I'm sick of sending black teens off to be judged by 12 white faces. Political hoe? Question mark. Okay.
Yeah, if you give your vote away for very little or nothing, that makes you a political hoe or a political side piece. The Democratic Party don't even say, oh, we're gonna treat you, you're saying, nice and take you out to dinner and romance you for your vote. No. It's like it's 2 a.m. Hey, what you doing? They hit you with they don't even type out what you're doing. They hit you with the YWD question mark. What you doing on Tuesday? Come over and give me that political. I ain't gonna get vulgar, you know what I'm saying? You know. And we go out there and say, oh, and then after they get what they want, it's like, oh, ain't you gonna take me somewhere? No, what you mean take you somewhere? I got you next time. And then you get up, you know what I'm saying? You leave, and then they call you at 2 a.m. again. What WID?
And then might get frustrated. Yeah, go ahead. You get frustrated after you ask them again for the second or third time.
Right. You know what I'm saying? No, they only get frustrated because you keep doing the same behavior. So it's like, yeah, I gotta listen to you saying, now pull your panties down, give me that political, political, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, okay, I ain't gonna fall for it this time. So then they bring you a cold Wendy's burger. I gave you something.
Sad, man. Real life situations, man. For real. Real life situations with just that. Damn.
Yeah, I understand her point about jury duty, but let's be honest. A lot of us don't want to go to jury and duty in the first place. Or we can't because our job won't allow us.
Oh, damn. See, that's another thing right there.
So, I get your point. You know what I'm saying? We do need to be, you know what I'm saying, active in the criminal justice system. But far too many times, bro, we just give our vote away for nothing. For nothing at all. That's the only, and I know I don't want to make this video too long, but I just want people to just let it sink in their head. The logic behind it. That's like you going to buy something for somebody, say weed, and they like, hey, give me the money and I'm gonna go around the corner and get the weed and come back to you in an hour.
Middleman.
No, I'm just saying, like, you were like, no, same time. Let me see what you got. And then they get you, and then you say you come back again, like, all right, this time, bro, I ain't playing no games. You got me last time. I ain't playing no, and they tell you, oh no, but I can't see, I can't show you the weed first, man. You just gotta give me your money and trust me that I got you this time. You know some stuff happened.
That's crazy right there.
All right, so I mean, I digress, but I'm just saying that's crazy.
So we got, so we get all white juries. Last week I saw 3 black jurors out of 214. All right, we're gonna keep it pushing.
All right.
Because I saw something in their content that I thought the community needed. You know, personal beefs, I don't trip on that. I'm not a petty nigga, man. That shit doesn't bother me at all. Like Umar, me and Umar, we have our little personal things. Umar's a brilliant nigga. That nigga's brilliant, man. I love the message that he gives out there. I think he has a lot of genuine love and respect for the community. I always rock with that. I get on code with that. So personal beefs ain't nothing. That's just what it is.
No, so like you and Umar kind of differ. So like explain to the people. So Umar Johnson is a Pan-African. You are.
All right, stop. Because he's trying to, this once again, he's rehashing 10-year-old beef to try to get some kind of clickbait. And I think Tariq caught on to it and he stayed on code. I appreciate him for doing that because he saw, you trying to just throw every instance of beef I done had to try to, to get clickbait out of it. So I give him props for giving, Umar props because, as you know, Grump, as we talk behind the scenes, all these brothers got a role in, in this.
Yeah,
all of us got a role.
Yes, sir. I agree with that.
FBA. So explain why you're not a Pan-African and like what's the difference between that?
Now, for a long time, I was promoting Pan-Africanism. This whole thing is us as a whole global black family getting together and building something. Unfortunately, it's been too one-sided. The African diaspora has not reciprocated. And now a lot of the onus is on us and a lot of the weight is on us and it's bogging us down. We can't have a one-sided coalition. We're asking other people from the diaspora, how come you are not reaching out, building a coalition over there? How come everybody just has to come over here and just kind of eat off of us? I've been to Africa begging for dual citizenship in certain countries and nobody's really biting, even in the Caribbean. Hey, man, why don't y'all have some dual citizenship for us? Nobody's biting. So there's not too much of an effort from the diaspora. And that's why a lot of us over here are like, okay, well, if y'all like that, we'll do us for right now.
Well, here, so, speaking of effort, again, like there can be like more effort, right?
Right.
Now, when the George Floyd thing happened, I will give credit to like some African countries. I know in Liberia, they did march and protest for a couple of days for George Floyd, right? So, there is like protests going on. And I believe.
Bro, what the fuck?
Bro, I can't take this dude no more, man. Hey, can you go to the The one part where we just spazzed on.
Give me 1 second, sir.
I think it's 56 something.
56.
Yeah, because this is the part where I had to turn the interview off. I didn't make it past this point. But you know what I'm saying? And while you doing that, I want to make one other point. The audacity for FBA to think that Africans are going to get along. And let me be clear, we're not talking about the boots on the ground Africans, you know what I'm saying, the people that's in the struggle in Africa. We're talking about the African boule. They can't get along with each other. A lot of the Africans that we see over here and that have been elevated to higher ups, like your Joy Reeds and people like that, the little dude to be on the Comedy Central, I forget it, Trevor Noah, these people like this that use their talking heads, they are nothing but boule. Boule is boule, whether it's FBA boule or African boule or Hispanic boule. They're not going to do anything to help, you're saying, the other 90% move up. They're only concerned with their 10%. And we got to be very clear of that, because it is some brothers and sisters on the ground in every country, you're saying, that identify with us, and you're saying, but at the same time, we're not dealing with them. If you notice, just take Nigeria, for instance, because they have so many doctors and you're saying highly educated people come over here, but they don't even go back home and help their home. So how do we have the audacity to think they're going to help us?
I mean, you just keeping it real from street smarts. I'm just dealing with people in general. Like, you're right. That remind me of somebody who don't treat their house right, or they don't treat their car right. What makes it think that they're going to hop in your car and treat it right?
I'll give you an example. This is why I'm not friends with men that don't take care of their children. How the hell can you be a friend of mine when you don't even take care of something that's your own flesh and blood?
I was not trying to go there, but I'm glad we're on the same field with it. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's the same mentality. If you overlook what's your own flesh and blood, how can I expect how can I count on you in the struggle? And like I said, that's why they want to keep us disconnected with the people with the boots on the ground. Because you're saying, hey, they act like there ain't no police brutality in Africa. Have y'all seen these videos? Did y'all not see SARS?
They let it be known, like in certain parts. Now, I'm not saying as a whole, but there's certain parts where they let it be known, like, hey, we trying to get y'all up out of here, man, for real.
And AZ, it's all good. Said if you visit Africa, they love FBA. Right. We talking about the people that's imported here by the system of white supremacy. They've been vetted, you know what I'm saying, to be on code, to be pro-white supremacy.
It kind of reminds
for the most part. And like I said, we're talking in generalities. We're not talking about each and every one. But you know what I'm saying? It's either you're saying you see your education that got you here, or you're saying some kind of skill or whatever else that got you here. And Absolutely. You've been vetted.
Yeah. No different than like the recruiters. Like, it's like they've been vetted and it's like the same program. Not saying it's for all, but it's like they don't tell you the whole truth with things. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
All right.
Going there with a bag, and then we got to show them all of our bank statements and all of the savings and all of the investments we have. So we got to go in there with cash in hand. So that's not a reciprocal relationship.
Yeah. Now, like there's some people who would say, yo, and he was once preaching the Pan-African shit at IBA. Now, I've always said, yo, listen, like me 5 years ago is a whole different person now, right? So I definitely have like different opinions now.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Shit. Last week I ate Chipotle. Right now, I don't like Chipotle right now. I don't feel like it. So yeah, I don't feel like it. I changed my appetite this week. No,
definitely here. So what year did you like make the change?
No. Let's be very clear. I still rock with African folks. Let's be very clear. But right now, we're just focusing on foundational Black Americans and what we need to get as far as tangibles. That's what we're focusing on now. Now, there's cases in the UK. I was rallying for a young brother who got killed up there. I was putting my bid in for that. I'm always speaking up for any injustice that anybody's having. The stuff that was going on in the Ukraine, that wasn't cool. I spoke out against that type of stuff. So I'm gonna make sure that people are cool, but we're gonna focus on foundational Black Americans.
I have a name I want to throw out there and just get your thoughts on.
Here you go.
Shaun King.
Shaun King and I are very cool. We're
Okay.
cool. Yeah, we
Is he
have
black?
Yeah, he's black.
He's
black.
been so
Stop.
attacked by.
Where the record scratch? Where is the record scratch?
I'm sorry, man. It just
Tariq Nasheed, if you don't stop the cap, brother. If you don't stop, now you the guardian of FBA. You know what I'm saying? You've been very stringent with the criteria, and you gonna give Shaun King, aka Martin Luther Cream, aka Talcum X, a pass and say he a black man when it's been proven that he's a white man. It's because the simple fact is, see, this is where, and I gotta keep it 100. I gotta keep it 100. See, you gotta understand this is about relationships. Charlamagne and Malcolm, I'm about to say Talcum X, but Shaun King are good friends. See what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people won't touch the Shaun King situation, because they don't want to be cut off from that Breakfast Club and that podcasting, you know what I'm saying, structure that, you know what I'm saying, that Charlamagne the God has going on.
I didn't know he had a bag like that though, Mo, because he's not the only one who been doing that towards Shaun King or Charlamagne. You know, there's a few others who be walking on eggshells with it.
Right, because Charlamagne is in one of the most coveted positions. And notice he's the big Joe Biden came to talk to him. Every political candidate for president from the Democratic side came to talk to him, because they feel like, this is why I was talking about influence. The micro influence, he's a macro influencer. So it's like he's in one of the biggest urban markets, if not the biggest urban market in the United States. And it's syndicated, you know what I'm saying? And it's on YouTube and other platforms. So him being in that position, he holds a lot of weight. So he's friends with Shaun King. But bro, Shaun King is not a black man. And this is why I gotta call Tariq Nasheed. And this is just holding each other accountable. Now you're so stringent on who is FBA and who is not FBA that you give Shaun King a pass. No, that little T.I. mustache and little one guard fade ain't fooling me, bro. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry, and you know better. And this is its psyop, and I got a show coming up. I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But see, black people have been put up under a psyop, very similar to Michael Jackson's children. How black people are running around here talking about Michael Jackson's children is actually his children. Michael Jackson was genetically still a black man. A black man ain't making kids that look like Blanket and Prince and whatever the other one name is. No, stop it. Stop it. That signs of mental illness when we play these games. And that's why I told you to write it down what he said about Rachel Dolezal, because it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Notice everybody went ham on Rachel Dolezal, but they gave Shaun King a pass. Not around here. Not around here.
That's true. So it's like favoritism. It's really the boule. I mean, it is the boule. So it's so sad, because it's like at first you started off with being strong and helping, benefiting the people, our community, and the whole 9 yards. And it's like once you reach that certain level or certain bar, then it turns into like LLC status, like, you know, like on some corporate decisions.
Right. And K-Mac said people complain about Shaun King but won't step up and stand in his place. They're always being white. I think she meant have. They're always being white allies. Right. This ain't the point about him being a white ally, because there are plenty of white allies. This is the point about him perpetrating himself as a black person.
You was going off, you be going off his standard, right, Moe Factz? You said
right, I'm going off the FBA standard that Tariq Nasheed set.
Yeah. So we're gonna get
how
that,
even sometimes when people are quarter FBA or whatever else, and then other non-FBA black, he even goes ham on them. And fuck it, we gonna go all the way there. The pass that he gave Nipsey Hussle, the late Nipsey Hussle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But Nipsey Hussle only embraced the negative side of FBA culture. He act like he only got enlightened when he went home to his father's side. No, we got. It's like I said, we just got to do this.
It just been
So
going on
I'm
for
just
so
saying
long.
is that, and you got to look at Shaun King's record, because even D-Ray McKessie called him out and said he was a grifter. And look, I'm equal opportunity for grifters, because I call out Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, you know what I'm saying, all the rest of the grip, Black Lives Matter, Alicia Garza, and what's the other big chick, you know what I'm saying, what's her name? All of them. I call out all the grifters, because they accumulate money in large sums and it never reaches down to the grassroots. Just like the sister was saying, there was only 2 black jurors out of 200 and something. All them billions of dollars Black Lives Matter connect. Why ain't they addressing that? No, what they do is they bail out criminals to come in and burn up our own communities. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. And when he gave Shaun King a pass, no.
Off his standard, because he was saying he was talking a good game with his statistics and his analysis on what is considered FBA and non-FBA. We just going off his standards, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
So how come all of a sudden when it comes to this, it's like on some that's all he's saying. We give a fuck.
Hold on.
Really
Somebody said they don't know who Shaun King. Will you please show him a picture of Shaun King or a couple of pictures? Can you please do that? And then we probably can wrap up.
I had to refresh my memory. I ain't gonna lie, I had to refresh my memory myself too.
Oh, because I've been on Shaun King, you're saying, since he showed up, because he showed up on that Black Lives Matter tip. And it's amazing. The people that profiteer off a dead black man's body, you know what I'm saying, have been, most of the Black Lives Matter is not FBA.
Okay, Shaun. Oh, see, I mean, hey, that is the truth with it, man. We's gonna be, hey, it is what it is, man. I mean, most of us been asleep for so long, or just not acknowledging certain things. I mean, fuck it, if it's uncomfortable.
And look, even Don Lemon said he was. You know it's bad when Don Lemon, you know what I'm saying, call you out. Excuse me, Donald Lemon. Excuse me.
The producer. Oh no, not him. Oh, I knew you told. Oh yeah, him. Hold up. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Damn. I'm gonna show the people.
Type in Shaun King baby picture. No, we going all the way, because we're not. See, these psyops, they like to play on us, and it gotta stop. And I'm gonna go once again about Michael Jackson children. Go back, and not you, but people go back and look at Michael Jackson children, and they brought to the BET Award. I'm not saying that he didn't raise them like his own or wherever else, but them ain't his biological kids. We got to stop playing with ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, when we say stuff like that, I think people will be quick to make it seem like we are, not me and you specifically, Mo, but it's like, just because that's not his biological children don't mean that he can't be a father. It's, you see, what is that technique? What they call that when somebody be doing certain things like that?
It's gaslighting with to
okay,
me.
gaslighting. Okay, gaslighting. All right. And it's like we not, because
it's like me, myself, and Irene. You know what I'm saying? The movie. He got them big 3 black children and talking about them his sons. Well, if y'all don't stop playing with me.
And the crazy thing about it is that either be gaslighting or be like, why are you so invested with it or something? And it's like, yo, I'm speaking for me personally with the Shaun King thing. I didn't give a fuck about what situation he be going on, like how he looked. We just going off of standards, man. I'm just learning that when people say certain things and then all of a sudden they don't go by what they say, and when you call it out, we get looked at crazy and stuff. I was not even trying to go deep into it like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Can you please pull up? You're saying Shaun King baby. Like I said, and somebody said he's been exposed numerous times, but like I said, the reason why Tariq had to say that, he's staying on code, but he's staying on code to that you know what I'm saying, that media boule code that he a part of. Let's just keep it 100.
Yeah,
let's just keep it 100.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck if he's black or white or mixed, to be honest. I'm just going off of what he said, Tariq. And it's crazy that once you go down there, this dude's phone died. He left as soon as I started getting up on that level. As soon as I started turning up, he had left. But again, though, I appreciate y'all though very much. I don't know what the heck going on. Patrice something. Oh damn, I have a whole total of stuff. Baby, pick my shit though. Look, is Flakko Jamaican? Strawman. That's a strawman argument mixed with dark psychology to twist your morality in real time to distort. And the crazy thing about it is I don't even give a damn about it. It's like when you talk about I'm aware of it. Let's say, for instance, with certain things that happened like from years ago within politics, I'm aware of it and I'm taking steps to like, okay, let that not happen to me or my family. What can I do? You won't ever see me over here crying on the fucking internet about stuff like that. No, I'm trying to see what I could do within me and my family to, you know, make something happen. So yeah, don't try to put me in that category with that, man. I'm not the person who.
Right, and like I said, I always say, girl, you know, I judge people by their own standards, not my standards.
Exactly.
And Tariq Nasheed has set a very stringent standard for what FBA is and what it ain't. Right? And I would like to ask the question, so is Shaun King entitled to reparations? Because his father is white, his mother is white. And he went as far as to say his mother basically slept around on his father to justify his being black. Which that speaks to his character.
That's disrespectful. I never listen. How I've been raised, you will never ever hear me go on no damn internet or no public about some damn family stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, like fooling around, like what the hell?
Right. So that's the way he went to with it. But like I said, it is what it is. But that right there, that was the end of the interview for me, because it was like, come on, bruh. Come on. And then the way he answered it, he was like, yeah.
Oh, like,
you know what I'm saying? Like he was just like that. Because he tried to give Adam a tip, but Adam, see, this is tip. Adam ain't hip.
Yeah.
He was like, that's my man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't ask me the next question. Cause I know why he knew why Adam brought him up. But see, Adam was being messy.
Yeah. And you don't know how to catch these, like, for example, real quick. Damn, you wasn't with me when he was choking me in the backyard. Like, we already know that's a reference from Friday, right? And right. Adam done missed all those things. But go ahead though. He said that's my man. Let me go ahead and play that.
Right. That's the, like, don't ask me the next question. Yeah, like, that's the, like, that's we cool. You know, that's my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then, you know, Adam like, yes. And then, like, let's play it one more time, just one more time, and like I said, we can wrap up. But he didn't want to answer that question.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Going on in the Ukraine, that wasn't cool. I spoke out against that type of stuff. So I'm gonna make sure that people are cool, but we're gonna focus on foundational Black Americans.
I have a name I want to throw out there. Just get your thoughts on him. Shaun King.
Shaun King and I are very cool. We're cool. Yeah, we
is he black?
Yeah.
See that good cop, bad cop? It reversed on him though.
Yeah.
See that good, because what's his name asked it, and then Flakko dove right in because he knew Adam wasn't going to finish the job.
Yeah, all these times y'all realize that Flakko wasn't stuttering at all through this.
He stepped right in. It said, "Is he black?" You said before he could even.
Yeah, like they do, like, damn, like what the fuck? Like, what more you want from me? Like,
the troll is real. The troll is real.
That's his specialty right there. With let me go back a little bit more. Specialty.
Foundational Black Americans.
I have a name I want to throw out there and just get your thoughts on him. Shaun King.
Shaun King and I are very cool. We're cool. Yeah, we
is he black?
Yeah, he's black.
He's
black.
been so
Look at his face. He black.
Look at Tariq's face right there. Tariq like, bro, listen, man.
Can we get the non-verbal cues, please? Can we get the non-verbal cues?
You know when you tell your puppy dog that you can't go outside because it's raining, or you be like, nah, you ain't gonna eat no soft food now. You're gonna have that hard food. Dog be looking just like Tariq over there.
He black.
Yeah, like, man, all right, you got me.
Negro in black, man.
Black. Yeah, look at that. Oh man, I'm done, y'all. Look, I'm gonna keep going.
He's black because white people don't like him. That's how you can tell he's not black. You know why? White people in our.
What they gotta do? All right.
He's
said
black
stop it?
because white people don't like him. So that means is Donald Trump half black because half the white people don't like him? Is this the standard that we're using now? You
That's
black
what-
when white people don't like you? Come on.
Now it's like generalizing with it. Let's go.
And I talked to Shaun about this before. White people or a black person who can pass for white, white people look at them as very dangerous because they
Or
right
very
there?
useful, like J. Edgar Hoover, who also who actually was black but passed for white.
Oh. That's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm saying. Hold on, give me 1 second. Moe Factz. My apologies.
No worries.
Because I saw a pattern and I'm like, I gotta go ahead and pull up so people can see what the hell going on. Well, I think it's not loading up in time, but yeah, it is what it is. Well, pretty much what he's doing right here, you be seeing this from politicians a lot. Like Michelle Obama did it. You have who was Donald Trump's wife when she did it? I forgot her name. Hillary Clinton. Just look at politicians when they give speeches now. Right there, we like caressing your ring finger.
can sneak in black genes into white society undetected. So white society is very sensitive about black people who can pass for white. That's why they had all of those one drop laws. Yeah. They're like, hey, look, any nigga with any drop of blood, don't come over here. Yeah. Because we don't want you to sneak that one drop in. That's why they have a lot of problems with the Hispanic community, because they need white numbers, but the Hispanic society, understand, many Hispanic countries around the Western Hemisphere, they were also slave colonies. Yeah. So there were African people there. So a lot of them have that black bloodline. And so they don't want them sneaking that black bloodline into white society. It's a real interesting dynamic.
Nah, but okay, so with Shaun King. So and his story is
Flakko just not letting up.
Cause he know he got him on the road as he should.
Hey,
as he should. As a good troll. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I ain't gonna lie, I was about to say, at least Mercy like, okay, you sure about that? You want to keep going? All right, we're gonna keep going. But you're right. As a good troll, what? As
a good troll, you don't let up. When you got somebody on, and he know he got him on the run. And what we doing here, this ain't to degrade, demean nobody. This is media deconstruction. This is what we doing. And he know he got him on the ropes because he know what the sentiment amongst black people is for the majority, of the opinion on Shaun King. So he know he got Tariq Nasheed on the ropes, and he ain't gonna let up. Exactly. But see, Adam lobbed it up. Adam lobbed the alley-oop up. You see what I'm saying? So he like, I ain't gonna press him. I'm gonna throw the alley to you, and you come through with the double windmill 360 tomahawk jam on him.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, I give it to him. You're right, as he should. Because at the end of the day, as he should, because we be wanting for people to apply pressure like that, and then when they do it, it's like, oh. So yeah, you're right. Stand corrected.
He said he don't know his birth father, but his mama told him that he was black. But the man who was on his birth certificate was a white man.
Right.
Now, if he can't give us the lineage, the name of who the black father is, and the only person who's on his birth certificate is a white man, how can we take his word? Sorry, how can we?
Come on, you was doing good, Flakko. You got to work on that shit. God damn.
He excited.
No, yeah, he gets so excited.
He excited because he know he got him. It's like it's checkmate. This was a well-laid trap.
It was.
And he know he got him, so he's starting to stutter because he can't. You saying he's like, "Oh, I got you.
I got you." It's so like, God damn, bro. Let me go back one more time. Yeah, you really wild, Flakko. I mean, congratulations. Damn.
Name of who the black father is, and the only person who's on his birth certificate is a white man. How can we take his word? Sorry, how can we take his mama's word for it that he's white? No, sorry, that he's black. Now that's where people say, yo, bro, like, how can we really count Shaun King as a black man when one, he looks white, his mama is white, the man on his birth certificate is white, and then he's telling me his mama told him that his birth father was black, and we just gonna take that as.
Can he hit the 23andMe
as proof?
Right. Well, y'all can holler at him about that. Y'all can holler at him about that.
Yeah. I pretty much got him. Yeah, Flakko. I got him in the corner. Y'all see the camera angle too? I never seen no jumper had a camera angles like a movie scene, Moe Factz. You feel what I'm saying?
Look at that smile, though.
Yeah.
Well played. Well
wanna
played. I gotta give Flakko, that was well played. See, I ain't no hater. People sometimes think I'm a hater. Hey, that's a well played to the point where Tariq had to tap out. He's like, you gotta talk to him about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the thing is, he was like, yeah, don't know. Hey, I ain't know about this and that. And Brian, I did peek that because I was making a video about this also. But I was like, hey, I gotta go ahead, see what Moe Factz doing. So I appreciate you for coming on and helping me out with it. But I definitely peeked that out. It been times he was doing the same thing I was doing, but he was texting during the interview for something completely different. Me over here, I'm looking at the chat, y'all, by the way. But yeah, I peeked that with Adam because he said, look at his reaction while this whole situation is going on.
I'm not. I don't work for Ancestry.com. Come on, Flakko.
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting in a little roasting. Yeah, you see that right there? Look at that.
Look at Adam face.
Look at that. Look, he looked like what is it, like Stewie off of Family Guy? You know when they do that little grin right there? What was it like? Man, what the hell? What's going on, man?
Man, I don't know, but bro, Grump, I love chopping it up with you, bro. Every time we get together, we have an excellent time. And the funny thing was, I didn't see all of this. This is me first time seeing it.
Same
Past
here.
week, yeah. So it's funny. You know what I'm saying? We get real time reaction here, folks. And I want to tell y'all, look, y'all got to hit the like button. Y'all got to subscribe to Grump. Y'all got to provide value for value. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna get this nowhere else. You ain't gonna get this nowhere. The balance, and what I mean by that, we try to be fair, unbiased.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm gonna speak for me. I try to hold people to their own standards. So no.
That is wild right there. I appreciate y'all, man. Listen, you said a link to join. At those of y'all don't know, I have like 42 clips down there from the last live. I was on there for like 5 hours and 15 minutes. I'm about to make that public on the new channel. So I apologize, but next time I will have y'all coming on, whether it be from StreamYard or for just calling in, because I know if I bring one of y'all on, y'all gonna drop gems. And I did that little situation lab yesterday, and it went to like 2.5 hours because the conversation was so interesting. So again, I apologize. I can't, we reached 2.5 hours, but please text this number right here. I'm about to put my number up in there so y'all can reach out, so I can plan the time to link up with y'all, because I definitely want to get y'all perspectives. Moe Factz, you got anything else you want to add? I appreciate you for stopping by. Definitely value for value.
Man, nah, I just had a great time. And I'm saying shouts out to the Grumpies.
Oh man, shouts out to Miguel and them for putting us with that name. Appreciate y'all. And though I'm definitely gonna you said tomorrow you about to do what is it? Lost tapes?
Lost tapes.
Go ahead, let them
yeah,
know.
so that's the plan for tomorrow. Plans always change, but that's the plan for tomorrow. To drop the lost tapes for what episode was that? That was the Black Twitter episode. I mean, that's what it's a little foreshadowing this tonight about the psyops they be playing on us. And just to give y'all a little sneak peek, how they 1 minute we went from back in OJ Simpson to now on social media, you know what I'm saying? Nobody thought OJ Simpson was innocent. Look, see how they change, you know what I'm saying, our minds and perspective, you know what I'm saying, in a matter of years. So
exactly. Yeah, man. I'm about to say I definitely bring Amber on, but it's like it's already getting to that end. I don't know. You got to hit me up, Amber, because I don't know how you're going to attack this, and I don't want it to go past. Unless I do it like a 10 minute.
And I would love to talk to Amber more about that the jury duty, because I mean that is important.
Yeah,
that's representation.
She know her stuff with that right there. Opportunity, Grump. Yeah, man, I feel you, man, but y'all have to understand that I sleep 5 hours a day, and that's perfect timing right there. And I was live for like over 5 hours yesterday on my previous new YouTube channel, and I had like 2 hours of sleep, so I messed up, and I still woke up and been able to run 1.5 miles and do my 9 to 5 and come back here. I don't want to go too in. I know some of y'all don't give a fuck, but I don't want to go too into details about it because last time I ran myself almost similar like this, I was in the hospital, so I apologize. I got y'all next time though. Health is wealth. Love y'all, man. I'm out. Peace to the chat. Moe Factz, I catch you tomorrow on your
All right,
show.
sir.
All right, love.